mistake. I didn't plug the mics in.
Testing mic 1 2. Testing mic 1 2. Can y'all hear us, guys?
Switch Oak Grove.
Oak Grove and
Just turn around.
I know where it's just switch.
Yes. And move LaGrange back a little bit. Need the ladder? No.
He said
Oak Grove.
Oak Grove. Top.
Okay. Yeah, give me the ladder.
I missed them.
Oh.
Make it quick.
Bust your ass. I'm gonna laugh. Alright.
That would have bugged me.
Gotta make sure everything's perfect, man.
Cool.
Let's roll.
Put that pretty new sign in the back.
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here at Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts Building here in Opelousas, Louisiana. Another week of high school football picks from Under the Lights. It was great to be here. It's great to see everyone in the chat already. 2 weeks into the season, fireworks from week 1, a lot of excitement, a lot of shockwaves. Good old football to talk this week from myself, Mr. Gary, Mr. Enoch. Welcome aboard once again, Mr. Enoch. Gary Swallow, always a pleasure to talk a little high school football with you, my friend.
Most definitely.
Nope.
We got some headlines from across the state of Louisiana to get to tonight. We got some big-time marquee matchups to break down tonight and talk to and make our picks. If you have not heard, I'm going to be covering the Woodbury-Beauchamp game tomorrow night. Thursday night kickoff from Red Devil Stadium. You'll be there.
Yep.
I'll be there. It should be a lot of fun. And then Friday night, we'll be down in Baton Rouge, and we're going to cover Baker and Mentorship Academy, 2 new teams that we've never covered before. I'm very excited for the challenge, very excited for the opportunity to head on down there and cover a good football game. We got matchups all over the board, ladies and gentlemen. Church Point and Kinder right here in your living room. Iota St. Louis right here in your living room. You look up top. You got Marksville Sacred Heart, the homecoming for Coach Harper. Spent his last few years at Sacred Heart. So what kind of emotional night that will be. You got Barb and Karen Crow. Barb lit up the scoreboard a week ago. Now they get to go down to the Crow Dome. Should be an exciting matchup. Oakdale, Oberlin. Big time rivalry football there. Who's going to be the better team after 4 quarters of football? Sam Houston, New Iberia, 2 teams that are at that point where every win will matter, knowing how tough that district is.
Most definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Maryville, Benton, that's going to be a good clash to see who comes out on top. Livonia, Pine Prairie, you might think Livonia might have something to prove this week.
Oh, most definitely. They're going to be coming out on all cylinders.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for all the love and support over the years, and especially last week as we made our return. Hello to everyone in the chat. My name is Jordan Taylor. If this is your first time here, we say welcome aboard. We hope it won't be your last. Every Wednesday night, we pick games, we talk football, we have a good time. Thursdays, we're going to cover a game. Fridays, we're going to cover a game. And don't forget about the midnight recap show. We had a bunch of technicalities last week, but it won't be the same this week. We're going to be at King's. We're going to be at one of our sponsors. They're going to feed us. We're going to do a show from their establishment. So we look forward to the recap show on Friday. Like I said, I got a ton of headlines. I got a ton of sponsors to talk about. I mean, sponsors-wise, Crawfish House, they sponsor Player of the Game. They give a free meal to the Player of the Game every week. I've gave away two so far, so I'm eager to give away 2 more this week. DeVille's Racing Stables, they told us we're going to do a show from the racetrack this upcoming season, so I'm very excited to get down to Evangeline Downs and get there and get them some exposure. Whip Sprints also sponsors Player of the Game with the plaques. Those guys love when they get those plaques.
Yeah. And you know what? He does a great job. So if you need something like that, he's the man.
Mama's Fried Chicken in Opelousas, Louisiana. A lot of people brag about it, but if you've never been, get down and go get you some of the best chicken around.
Best chicken in town, baby.
Zydeco Spice, all women's professional football with Dr. Ben and Mr. Blair. And if you're looking to play women's football in the state of Louisiana, look no further than the Zydeco Spice. I'll hook you up of where you need to go, what social media,
Right.
what phone number you need to call. But Zydeco Spice, if you are a lady or fresh out of high school and you would like to play some professional football, look no further.
And I'll tell you, they're the defending champions in their league. I'm not sure exactly what you call, but they are always competitive, and they're a lot of fun to go watch. So check them out.
Yes, indeed. Bird's Eye Insurance with our colleague, Mr. Alex Fontenot. If you're watching tonight, hello from the gang here at
Hey,
the
buddy.
studio. All summed up accounting and tax services when the season rolls back around. I know where to point you.
You're right.
Traditions Health, Hospice, and Care with Miss Kelly Mistrick Getros. Hello, Miss Kelly Mistrick. I know you'll be in the chat at some point tonight, so hello from everyone here. Johnny Torres and Sons Construction down there in Livonia. Crate Airs Master Promotions that does our gear. Mr. Neil, that's probably at home right now, has us on the TV, so shout out to him and his electricity business. And then, like I said, King's Truck Stop. You can't beat it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, big first week last week. You saw a lot. You were on the sideline for one. You were in the top of the press box for one. But we got to see these scores come in. We got to get a little feel of how high school football would be this year. I'm rambling on. I'm going to let these guys break down week one as we go into week two, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I'm going to tell you, week one was exciting. There was a lot of, I'll call it some wow moments. I was excited to see, some teams that really struggled over the last few years start to come together. And one of them was our hometown and all that. But, I mean, we just started to see these teams actually coming together. And week one was hard to pick because we didn't really know what the teams were going to look like. So we had to throw everything and just go by our gut. But you want to talk about seeing some teams just come out smoking.
Gary, the scoreboard did not lie this week. Points were not a problem for many teams across the state.
You're right.
Well, let me tell you something, my friend. I'll give you this paper here each and every week, and we pick games. We got 48 games to pick, and this week, I guarantee you, is better than last week's matchups.
Oh, yeah, look at this, man. Just looking at it, they have a lot of wow matchups, and they're going to have a lot of wow moments.
Enoch, my final 10 games on this list could go either way, and that's some big-time marquee matchups.
Oh, absolutely. You kind of mixed in a bunch of those from across the state. I remember when you told us to look at it, and we were like, holy cow, look at these matchups, you know?
Yeah.
All of those games, I think, are going to be fairly close and could go either way.
Right.
So,
Absolutely, my friend. Hey, everyone in the chat, go ahead and give us a like, give us a share. We're getting ready to crank this baby up. We got a lot of games to pick. Will we pick your favorites? Will we pick against your favorites? Will we be motivation in the locker room? Will we be still friends at the end of the day? Hey, it's just friends talking football, giving opinions. We still love you at the end of it, no matter what. But if you can use this to fuel your team, go for it.
You're right, Jordy. I mean, we're just, going off of what we think, what we feel, what we've looked at. And we have a little bit more of an opportunity this week to see what they've come off of last week's, game. Because last week we were blind.
Absolutely.
And this week we have a little bit more of an idea of what each team looks like. So hopefully this week will be a little bit better.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know where you're watching tonight's show from. Who's your team? I would love to see the chat blow up with different teams from around the state of Louisiana. That would be an awesome feeling to know that we're being watched all over the state and maybe any other states around the world.
Kentwood.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Love seeing people from all over the state, guys.
Absolutely.
That's what it's
No
all
doubt,
about.
man.
We want to let you know how much we appreciate you, but we want you to know that our love for high school football and high school sports is just it's not just for one area; it's for everybody. And we want to thank you all for your support.
Oakdale checking into the chat. Rain, Church Point, Eunice. Got some locals
All right.
watching tonight. Another Eunice. Rose Pond checking in. I was at Rose Pond
Yeah.
last night, Mr.
Right.
Swallow.
I
Boshan
saw
checking
that.
in. Port Barry, St. Louis, Rain, Airlines checking into the chat
Go
tonight.
ahead. There you go.
Northside, Welsh. It's a variety across the state. Much love to everyone that week in and week out tunes into this platform. Opelousas Catholic Vikings,
Oh, I just want to tell you something.
Opelousas High
Right?
Tigers.
Just want to tell you something too. I got a friend of mine that called me or texted me today. He's expecting to pick up a Eunice helmet for us.
Hey,
I've been after it for a while, and it looks like it might be coming through.
They are-
Yeah, buddy.
our last St. Landry Parish team to get up here. I would love to
Love
have
to
the
see it.
entire parish.
Yeah, that's the only one we have missing is Eunice the Bobcats. And I was told by a good friend of mine that's real tight with him, and he says, I'm picking it up and I'll get it to you. I went, you the man.
Oh yeah.
Abbeville checking in. Buddy of yours checking in.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Someone watching from Georgia tonight.
Oh wow.
Troy made his appearance this week. We missed him last week, didn't we?
Yes, we sure did.
I don't want to talk about it, Troy.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's a good thing we cover high school football.
Yeah,
Yeah, not college.
We're not doing college right now, thank you.
Nick did not play after the game.
River
Monday.
Parish
Or
checking in.
Sunday.
Boy, they got a big time,
Yeah.
some big time matchups in the River
You're
Parish
right,
this
they
week
do,
that we have
they
on
do.
this schedule. All right, let's jump into headlines from last week. Boy, we got some good ones.
Yep.
At any point, if you would like to stop me and discuss these headlines and just give your overall reactions, don't hesitate. Lafayette, Louisiana checking in. Lafayette High, North Side, and what's going on under the lights crew. Shout out to John Melvin in Crowley, Louisiana with Mr. Corey. All right, headlines. Here we go.
Oh, on that Lafayette High Mighty Lions and Northside, we missing something, guys.
Hey.
So let's get on it,
We'll-
Mr. Corey.
What's up?
We'll get them.
I told you I was gonna talk about it. I need them. We need them on here.
ERAF and North Vermilion slowly building relationships
Right.
that direction. So
Yes.
hopefully in the near future we can maybe get them on the platform on helmet wise, or maybe a interview, maybe even cover a game. Who knows?
That would be awesome. You know, we want to travel. We want to do things to just promote high school sports, guys. That's what we're all about.
Hey, this is huge right now. A big time platform in the state of Louisiana checking in tonight. The coverage they give to their school, tremendous. Duck Roast Sports Network. That's Santamont
Oh wow.
Go
Broadcasting
ahead.
Network.
Where to go?
What an honor.
Thank you. Welcome, guys. We love what you do, and we want to thank you for the support. Love it. Thank you.
Tell Rusty I can't pick the game this week because I'm calling it.
Yeah, you're right. You can't pick it this week.
Yeah, and you can't either.
Here we go, Mr. Gary, Mr. Enoch. Neville escapes with a 30-29 win in overtime after Evangel went for two, and the win last overtime game
Wow.
at Neville was back in 2000 against John Ehret. Woo!
Wow, that's
23 years in between an overtime.
Let me tell you something. When we heard that score, all we did it was
E is
just
back.
like the E is back. Look out! No matter what the score came out right here, Evangel is a force to be reckoned with again.
Absolutely. I can't agree with you more on that.
Hey, one of our big time matchups last week was a Union Parish and Homer. That game lived up to the hype last year.
Yeah.
Well, darn it, did it live up to the hype again this year. Union Parish scores 3 touchdowns, 3 unanswered touchdowns to knock off Homer What a game. I'm sure if you were there in person, it was a special comeback to see Union Parish come back like that.
I'm sure everybody was in shock to see how that turned out. But, man, don't ever underestimate them. They can come back like that. And I'll tell you what, they sure did.
And we wanted to get the answer. Trey Holly no longer there. Could they still function at a high level? Yes, they could.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All you can say is, wow, way to go.
Yes, indeed. We're looking out to see if both of these two teams could get back to the Dome this year.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe for either one of those, or maybe both of them to win it this year.
Hey,
Runner-up, so.
How about first time since 2019, Lincoln Prep plays a first time home game. So
you're bringing back bad memories.
So Lincoln Prep, first time home game since 2019. Congratulations. I knew that means a lot to the community, to the team, to the coaching staff, to the school.
Most definitely. And all you can do is take your hats off to them and just say, great job.
Big time football last week. Rummel went down to Ouachita Parish, and it lived up to its name. That's big boy football, Gary Swallow.
You're right, sir. You are 100% correct.
How about number 4? Jacoby Wilson scores the game-winning touchdown with a little over a minute remaining to give Ouachita Parish a 21-20 win at home over Rummel to give Coach Benji Lewis his first career win. What a win. What drama. What emotion. Congratulations, Coach.
All you can say is that, man, that had to be so exciting. I'm sure you could, just feel the emotion for both teams and everything. But to come back and do it that way, all you can say is great job, great performance.
Yeah.
Mr. Enoch, have
sir.
you been playing Madden lately?
I have not actually just bought my PlayStation 5.
Well, I'll give you a human cheat code that you can go put on your roster right now.
Okay.
Juwan Johnson, quarterback from LCA. He is a human cheat code, ladies and gentlemen. He went off against the Wrecking Rams, your favorite team in this state. He went off against them, Mr. Swallow.
I know.
On the road for 145 rushing yards, 317 passing yards. The LSU commit, not even going to college to play quarterback. How about 8 touchdowns on the road in game number 1?
You can't ask for better than that. And this, it was tight. Then all of a sudden, it was just like they caught fire and just blew it wide open.
What I told you Wednesday night, I said if Juwan Johnson from the playoffs shows up in week 1, watch out.
Look out. You said
it.
I
remember checking that game at halftime of ours, and it was like tied at 32-32, and then I checked it after our game was over, and I saw 61-38. I was like, wow, what happened?
Yeah.
Apparently, Juwan Johnson took over and pulled away in the end.
He went crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Joseph, and if I say the name wrong, I'm sorry. Joseph Emilian from Rain, the running back there, goes crazy on the ground. You saw it up hand. First, a good look, my friend.
Yeah, I did.
You saw Mr. Joseph go crazy. He only needed 6 carries.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns on 6 carries for
really?
a $163 on the ground.
Three touchdowns on 6 carries?
In a route of Beauchamp.
Yeah, I saw it personally. He had a heck of a game.
Special player.
He did. Oh, absolutely. He did exactly what he needed to do, and they were able to walk away with a convincing win. Tip my hat to Rain. Good job, guys.
Absolutely.
Especially good job to Joseph right there.
Hey, we keep finding players each week that we just draw a little closer to, and we just follow a little closer. Well, that number 20 from Rain is circled for sure.
Well, you keep on saying, as the season goes, who's going to rise to the top? Who's going to come out and be the leader and the basically the diamond on your team? Who's going to be that person? And he's there.
Oh, yeah.
How about Pineville, ladies and gentlemen? The last few years, it has not been bright, but what a way to start the season. If you want positives, how about a week 1 positive? They knocked off Winfield at home 20-14 after Pineville got an interception on a Hail Mary on the final play. Boy, what that can do for your locker room when you win a game like that.
Yeah,
down to the wire.
Those are the exciting games whenever it's nip and tuck, back and forth.
Yep.
But to win on something like that with a defensive stand,
Last play
my
of the game.
God, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a big time matchup this week, and if Mr. Jesse is in the chat tonight, I know his Oak Grove Tigers are getting ready, but they got a force coming in this week, the defending state champs. They went out of state. Ouachita Christian knocked off back-to-back state champ Dallas Christian. You don't just go and knock off Dallas Christian. And let me just say, I'm very excited about this matchup this week. Champion versus champion.
You don't go to Texas and dominate one of their champions and come out there and say, okay, we're okay. No, you're better than okay, God.
What a
and
team.
This matchup is going to be if it's not the game of the century, it's close.
Hey, game of the early
part of the year, yeah.
Sure.
But I mean, golly.
Captain Shreve running back, folks.
Right.
And we're going all over the state here. Jamarlian Otis sets a school record in a season opener win with a 21 carry performance, 313 rushing yards, a school record for week 1. The roof for this kid is there.
Right. It's just going to be amazing to see him.
Oh,
yeah, sky's the limit. It's just going to be how he reacts and how he as he keeps getting better, stays injury free and keeps on going. That's the most important thing right now. But man, he's got a bright future ahead of him right now.
Absolutely, I completely agree with that. When you go over 300 yards and you have that many carries, 21, and the first game, it tells you that hey, they're not afraid to give him the ball and they know he's going to make a play with it. So
we're going to keep a close eye out on Captain Shreve's running back moving forward.
Yes.
Hey, thank you to our followers on the platform, ladies and gentlemen. We crossed over the 16,000 mark this past week. So just much love to everyone that's been on board since the beginning and has just recently got on board. How about a big news in the state of Louisiana? Freshman quarterback last year that caught my eye, it was the North DeSoto kid.
Right.
This year, we have another freshman quarterback that is catching my eye. You know where I'm going with this?
who is it?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about 6'6" freshman
Oh my God!
from Dunham High School, quarterback Elijah Haven. True freshman made his debut Friday, and he sent shockwaves across the state. Listen to this stat line. 155 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
379 passing yards, 5 TDs, baby.
Woo.
How about a freshman debut from Elijah Haven? If you don't know, now you know. Keep an eye out on that 6'6" freshman.
He can run, he can throw, he can actually see above the line of scrimmage with no problem.
Oh, no problem at all.
There ain't too many 6'6" guys walking around, especially
not as freshman.
coming in
Yeah.
after his 8th grade year. But
I mean,
that stat line is retarded.
We have an offensive lineman in Arkansas right now. I don't even know if he was 6'6" as a freshman.
Yeah.
So
Unbelievable.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
Be a 6'6" quarterback coming in. I mean,
Oh, man.
good luck tackling him.
Hey, that's the
I don't envy that.
state runner-ups from a year ago, and they're in good hands.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Wolfpack Broadcasting checking into the chat tonight. St. Paul's. Hello from everyone at Under the Lights. We say good luck this upcoming Friday against Brother Morton.
Yes, sir.
Heck of a matchup. And I know you guys are going to call a hell of a game. Continue to do what you do. Like I said, much love. I hope to see you in Pillsbury again one day when you're passing for the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
John Curtis, Zachary was supposed to be the game of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sad to say that game has been called off this week because of a dispute over a scheduling error. You hate it for the kids.
Yeah.
Those seniors are going to lose out of a game.
Yep.
Those communities are going to lose out of seeing two good football teams play on a gridiron football field. And just around the state and all, people want to see this matchup. Year in and year
yes.
out, they don't want this game to ever get stopped. It's brand new because they have not played forever. But John Curtis and Zachary, I don't have much words to say, but I'm very sad to see it off the schedule this week because of everything that went on behind the scenes.
I agree, Jordy. I mean, I think sometimes sometimes you gotta think about a lot of things, but I mean, the kids are the ones that's gonna suffer with this. I mean, it's not about anything more than, hey, these kids want to play each other and see. That way, they can actually judge where they're at. I mean, that's where the teams come out. You got two good ball clubs right there. Which one's going to be better?
Yep. I mean, to miss out on a game like that and with those kind of circumstances, I don't know all the details, but I mean, yeah, that's got to be
it's just
gotta be gutted for the kids, man.
it's not our platform to bring out and
Right.
go into details with it. It's just it's a sad situation. It's a not good for the kids to lose out on a game their senior year.
Yeah, especially a game of that magnitude.
Magnitude for sure. Hey, how about Pine? The Raiders, not Pine Prairie.
Yeah, no.
Pine Raiders over there on the Arkansas border, if I'm not mistaken. We went over there for baseball. That's a hike. Pine Raiders
Yeah, you're right.
retired Derek Dillon's jersey number 4 in a special ceremony before the game last week. Derek played at LSU. Huge honor there. I'm sure it was a proud moment for that community, that school, and for the entire Dillon family.
Right, most definitely. Most definitely.
Ponchatoula. Now we're going down to New Orleans area. Their offensive line paved the way for a huge night on the ground with 361 rushing yards. Ponchatoula, we know they were a spread team a few years back, like to sling it to their athletes, but it looks like that O-line and that rushing attack might have set the tone for 2023.
Right. You control the trenches, you control the game.
Hey, I got a quarterback in this state of Louisiana that I'm kind of leaning towards that could be my favorite moving forward. Check this out. Airline quarterback rallies team down by 14 against North Dakota. He would finish 31 of 43 on the night, 293 through the air, and 4 touchdowns. Keep an eye out on Airline and that quarterback this year.
I don't remember if it was Airline or if it was Houghton Parkway, Bird. I don't remember. There were 2 teams last year in that district with Airline and whatnot. Airline, I think, was one of them. They had like ridiculous scores, ridiculously high scores
Every
each
week.
and just a bunch of passing yards as well. It was looking at it, and when they whenever those clashes happened, you were like, wow, it was what, 74 to 72? Okay.
Yeah.
Or this game was 59-56. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing but offense, you know.
But you have to say that when you go up north, a lot of teams up north have talented quarterbacks,
Oh,
for
most
sure.
definitely. Most definitely, yes.
Gonna be in a track meet a lot of those times.
Ascension Catholic coming down to OC this week, correct?
Right, yes.
Okay, their running back. Vikings are going to have to key out on this week. Chad Elsie rushes 4 times. This might be better. 4 times and scores 3 touchdowns.
Oh, wow.
We talked about 3 earlier,
On 6
touchdowns on
carries.
6. This is
That one's
4 on
4,
3.
yeah.
136 yards, 3 touchdowns against West St. John. Vikings are going to have to key on this tailback. Boy, they got a good one.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough ball game.
Yep.
Cedar Creek lost in Lilly. We heard this on the recap show. I like to bring it out on air tonight. Finished with 26 tackles on defense last week. Have a game, young man.
Well, he must have been in a zone or just, a ball hawk. Just go get it.
Yeah. We've had a couple linebackers that came in through all halls recently that were definitely tackle machines like that,
Right.
where they would flirt with 20 or so tackles. Not sure if either of them hit 26 in a game, but I knew they were close. But
Right.
26 tackles, ball hawk,
Very-
flying everywhere.
Very impressive night for sure.
Yes.
You want to know another impressive night? It comes from the state champs of Oak Grove.
Most definitely.
Oh, yeah, I saw that score.
Quarterback Jackson Bradley makes a statement in week 1 over Opelousas Catholic with 6 touchdowns in the very first half.
Right.
4 passing and 2 on the ground. We saw this young man play in the Superdome a year ago.
Yes.
We were impressed, and when we found out he was coming back for another year, holy cow, what a football player.
Look out. Look out. They're destined. They got a good shot of repeating.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Most definitely. So, and it all revolves around him. Stay healthy, my friend, and just go for it.
Yep.
Rayville, Latavius Murphy finished with 12 from 20 through the air, 145 yards, 2 touchdowns, and also he did it with his feet. 11 rushes, 133 yards, 4 touchdowns. You can't find a better stat line right there.
That just means he was on fire and it was going for it. You know,
Very
that's
efficient.
awesome. Very efficient. Yes. Wow.
River Oaks, Porter Jones, stat sheet is just off the charts this week. He had 2 interceptions, 2 receiving touchdowns, 5 tackles, 1 fumble recovery, and a pass breakup.
Great two-way player.
That's
It sounds
great.
like, huh? Seems like you can do it either way. Need me on offense? Gotcha. Need me on defense? Gotcha.
Jonesboro Hodge got a good receiver. Christian McGuire, 5 catches, 111 yards, 1 touchdown for the young man. How about the Bunkie offensive line paved the way for a 375-yard rushing night and 6 touchdowns on the ground. That Bunkie O-line was tremendous last week.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, yes.
And you know who else was tremendous? The quarterback for Bunkie. Mr. Dylan Compton won Player of the Game honors.
Right.
He accomplished this. This is what he accounted for. 343 rushing yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, 19... No, I take that back, my friend. He accounted for 343 total yards, 5 touchdowns total. He had 19 carries, 230 yards, 4 touchdowns. He was 10 for 16 through the air, 113 yards, and a touchdown.
Whew.
What a night.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, big news shook the state with West Monroe. West Monroe head football coach Ty Garvin put on indefinite suspension over 4 of his players checking into the hospital for heat-related issues. The offensive coordinator was promoted to interim, Mr. Kevin Davis. Huge news from West Monroe, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't know. That's the
Saw that
first I heard
earlier
of that. I
today,
didn't
or
hear
I
that.
saw it yesterday. That's not a good look either
No,
way as
yes.
you look at it. So
No, you got with the heat the way it is right now, guys. You have to take
one of the
it
hottest summers on
seriously.
record.
You have to take it seriously because it's not the way it used to be where you can go and you got to take heat seriously, man.
Lafayette Christian Academy, they don't just have Juwan Johnson over there. They got a really good defense also that produces D1 talent left and right. How about Sam Taylor finished the game with 19 tackles and 1 fumble recovery?
Oh wow!
Okay.
And that's against my favorite team, Acadiana High School.
Hey, you talked about
Your
the Heat
favorite.
Yeah.
for a second, right?
Right.
Vermilion Catholic went 4 quarters of football against Catholic New Iberia and not one single guy cramped up once.
Wow.
And we've seen a buttload
yeah.
of cramps across the state of Louisiana. But to be that well conditioned, you know what they must do over the summer.
The key to that is you got to teach your kids and make them buy into the system. They have to hydrate regularly. When you're getting ready to go into battle, start that morning. You got to hydrate. You got to make sure that you get the fluids inside of you, and you gotta be ready for it. I mean, and that's all there is to it. I mean, cramps are going to happen most of the time, no matter what. I don't care what, especially when it's humid and hot, and we saw that a lot, you know, against at our Friday night game at Port Barry. But I mean, I'm gonna tell you, you know, that's teaching your kids and how to do things the right way.
Yep.
That's what it's about.
Probably had a bunch of pickle juice on standby
Oh,
too.
oh yeah, you got a lot of that.
Eunice and Church Point, a great rivalry, a great football game, 2 well respected teams that went into battle last week, and it came down to one play, fellas.
Right.
If you have not seen the video, go watch it. Eunice stops Church Point. 4th and goal from the 1.
Ooh.
A game-winning stop. Final score, they won by 3.
Right.
Normally, Church Point's money in those situations.
Yes.
But
Church Point is one of the strongest teams in the area, always has been, and for the last
For a
few years
while.
they've been there for a while. units have always been strong and everything and they're not far from each other. They're right here.
Yeah,
They're like big brother, little brother.
15, 20
things
minutes
like
drive
that.
from each other. Yep.
So that is amazing that they were able to do
It
that.
came down to one play.
Yeah, one play.
Yeah.
Calvary Baptist quarterback Abram Wardell. Remember, we talked about those quarterbacks up north. Here's another one. 22 of 27 through the air, 356 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 rushes, 27 yards, and 1 TD.
Right.
Troy brings up my next topic. St. James falls on a 2-point conversion to East St. John this past week. Another stunner of a game.
Right, most definitely. That was just that's two teams that are just so evenly matched, and one has to lose. It's just God, which one's gonna stumble, which one's gonna do it. But that's the type of game it's worth going watch.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I got 2 for you from St. Louis.
Hey,
We start off in the special teams department. St. Louis kicker Landon Dowdrell drilled a 40-yard kick. He was 3 for 3 on extra points. He had 3 punts of 30, 51, and 55, and 2 of those 3 landed inside the 10.
Right.
Have a night, young
yeah.
man.
you're right.
And one more from St. Louis. It goes to Mr. Graham Monte. 15 tackles, 3 solos, 2 block punts, 2 tackles for loss, 1 fumble, forced fumble, and 1 touchdown on defense.
Wow,
Whew.
that's amazing. That's gonna have a lot of scouts looking at him, boy.
When I
Yep.
said who could be my top players that I'm leaning towards this year, he was in that conversation. I got 2 from Kaplan for you.
All right.
Kaplan revenged last year's loss to North Vermilion with a game-winning touchdown run with less than 30 seconds remaining on the game clock.
Oh wow.
We had some games last week.
Yeah, I had North Vermilion winning that one. Oof.
And then Kaplan's running back, Jed DeVolts, goes for 31 attempts, 231 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That's the way to do it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that quiet Destrehan team that we talked about all year, where we said they're just a quiet, walking giant?
That's right.
You don't hear much about them, but they're going to go win a state championship, and
And they did.
they did.
Yeah. They had maybe the best defense. No, they maybe had the best defensive unit in the state
Yes, indeed.
Correct.
last year. Lots of single digits. There were a few shutouts as well, and
But
They
they're
were
going to
gonna
be
run
good
towards
this
the end.
year too.
Oh, yeah.
This year they're still strong.
Absolutely. So with Manny's loss last week, Destrehan now sits on top as the longest win streak in the state of Louisiana with 15 in a row.
Correct. Wow. And I don't see it ending anytime soon because they're going to be tough.
They're going to be right back there.
Yes.
yeah.
Iota stuns Iowa at home in a nail biter that would be decided on a go-ahead touchdown with 21 seconds remaining. Another thriller.
Oof. 21
Hey.
seconds.
And you know they wanted that when they got it off their back, and I knew it meant a great deal to them.
Iota has been wanting that for a long time. It's like the thorn in their side. But guess what? They got it out and they came out on top. Great job.
Mm-hmm.
Port Barry, Livonia came down to a 2-point conversion. Maddox Fontenot makes the play of the night, a game-winning 2-point conversion stand against Livonia, and it would be pivotal because it would end 14-12.
Right.
I saw the score for that. It was 14-0, I think, at halftime.
Yeah.
I was impressed. I was like, yeah, way to
Oh.
go.
Yeah.
You thought it was a score stream error, did you?
No, I didn't think it was a score stream error. I tend to trust score stream most of the time.
Yeah.
And I was
Well-
like, I saw that score. I was like, hey, way to go, Port Barry. Good. Because, I mean,
Well,
I always liked Coach Angel. He was at Beauchamp for a couple of years and whatnot. I always respected him. And when I saw that score ended up being 14-12 and y'all won, I was very happy for him and all of y'all guys, honestly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
well, I'm gonna tell you. I think that he's slowly changing the culture of that locker room.
Yep.
and I think he's doing. I can't say nothing, but he's doing an awesome job. When you saw the excitement in those kids, I mean, he got two Duncans. You know, they got him once, and then they came back and got him again. You know, so building the excitement in that program is something that I think he's turned around, and I'm very excited. Congratulations, Coach. You're doing a great job.
Congrats, Coach.
Hey, defense-wise here, Brobridge, linebacker Demarion Robertson finishes with 19 tackles and recovered a fumble for a touchdown. That defense doesn't get much love, but we're giving love tonight.
Should get more. Should get more.
More defense for you. St. Mary's, Ben Benavue finishes with 20 tackles and a sack. A lot of kids are racking up some tackles this past week.
Oh, yeah.
The defenses are coming. They are getting serious right now.
Right back to the running back room. Here's two big running backs. Leesville's running back Xavier Ford rushed for 291 yards, 2 touchdowns on 33 carries in a win over Jennings.
You're right.
And then Buckeyes running back rushed for 18 carries, 236 yards, and 5 touchdowns against Block.
5.
5.
Nice.
Jeez.
5.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Hey, winding down here on Headlines of the Week, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you for being patient with us. We know that you're ready for us to talk a little football and pick these games. It's coming up momentarily. Peabody, Cedric Allen, 2 pick sixes the other night.
Peabody's gonna be pretty good this year.
Hey, Westminster of Lafayette. I got 2 for you.
Yeah.
David Beasley from Westminster of Lafayette, a receiver there. 6 receptions, 193 yards, 3 touchdowns. 3 of those 6 went for 6.
Right.
And he also had a kick return for a touchdown. Huge night for the kid. I'm sure he'll never forget it.
Right. That's going to be amazing. You know.
And then Brock, the starting quarterback at Westminster of Lafayette, coach's son, 12 for 21, 253 yards passing, 5 touchdowns from the junior.
Nice.
Marksville, Eldrick Murray, 15 carries, 101 yards on the ground, and a touchdown. That wasn't it, Mr. Gary. He plays both sides of the football. He also had a defensive pick 6 in that contest.
Wow.
Special player there in Marksville.
You're right.
They won that game. Who did they play against again? I don't remember.
They played against Birchman's.
St. John Birchman, yes.
Okay.
This is their first year in 11-man football.
Right.
It's something new for them.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I got 2 more for you, ladies and gentlemen. Acadiana Christian Academy, Acadiana Christian Homeschool.
Right.
Mike Kane threw 2 games. They played 2 games. He's got 4 interceptions already on the young season.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the defenders, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
One of my good friends, her son plays offensive and defensive line for ACA.
Nice.
So
They're a very
got,
they're a very sound football team.
I think they had like a scrimmage or something like that, or a couple weeks back or whatnot. He got the game-winning sack or whatnot. So, or it might have been their first official game of the season, but he ended up getting the game-winning sack at the very end. So
Or interception. Game-winning interception.
for that one, okay, but it was late in the game. I remember that for sure. So
Last one, ladies and gentlemen. Green Oaks will have to forfeit against Carroll this week due to a bench clearing brawl against Southwood in week 1. So that game will not happen. Carroll gets the victory. They move to 2-0 in the year. So Green Oaks Carroll will not happen this week.
Oh, yeah. Bummer.
I heard a little bit about that. What was it? They didn't have enough eligible players left afterwards.
Too many
probably
people left
not.
the bench.
Yeah,
Hey,
everybody.
did I miss anything? Let us know.
Yeah.
That should be about it. I think you covered
I
it.
think
27. Want to hook it up?
whenever you're ready.
Whatever you're right about.
Okay. Talk up the games, Gary.
All right. Well, the games that we have, you know, that happened last week were just amazing. Some of them were a lot of wows, but I think we're going to have an exciting week this week. Week 2, the games that you're picking, you're having us pick, is going to be a lot of tight games, a lot of excitement. I think we're going to have a bunch of wows this week too.
Yeah. Outside of BC versus Port Barry being that game tomorrow night, I in all likelihood I'm going to go watch Karen Crow and Barb at the Crow Dome.
Yes.
So want to watch the game Friday night.
Right.
I figured closest one to me, and got somebody going with me for that. Come with me to that game for it, so make it happen. We went to a Karen Crow game last year, and might as well do it again this year, especially having a Friday night off.
Right. I'm going to tell you, like I said, there's nothing like the Crow Dome.
Right.
You know, it's an amazing place. You know, nothing like LCA's home stadium, great.
Been there once before.
Acadiana home field is awesome. I mean, there's certain, especially in the Acadiana area, there's just certain.
Mic check.
Certain, you know, stadiums that are just awesome, and I think that, you know, it's only going to get better, and I can't wait to see some of these stadiums.
Yeah.
We had to do some charging real quick because I did have a stadium tour today, so
we're charging right now.
We're charging.
We're gonna be talking loud.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into week 2 Thursday night action. Like we say every week, if you would like to follow along with the with the panel and pick your games this week, go ahead and leave it in the comments, and we'll have a really good time here today. We only got 3 of us. One of our other guys got sick. One of our other guys has his kid tonight. So we did not have a full panel, but we'll keep this train rolling.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Let's rock it.
Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, no pick on Thursday night football for the game we're covering, but we can break it down and give keys to victory, if that's cool.
Right.
Beauchamp Port Barry, a good old rivalry, ladies and gentlemen. We talk about this matchup. You look at the last 5 years. COVID year did cancel a game. So
Correct.
You go back from those 5, and it's Port Barry's got 2, Beauchamp's got 2. It's kind of like a 5th game here since COVID got canceled. Who's going to have that edge on that rivalry here late? I don't have the overall 20, 50, however long they've been playing. But
They've been playing every year since 2011.
Yes.
Yeah. My sophomore year, except for COVID. I don't remember exactly. I think it's like 5-4 Beauchamp or 6-4 Beauchamp, or it might be 5-5.
But it's always
It's
a
very
good,
close. It's-
a good
yeah.
rivalry.
Yeah.
The communities come out.
Yeah.
The teams play a little bit harder
Yep.
this week, knowing what's at stake. I mean, both of them have challenging districts down the road.
Oh, yeah.
They know how important it is to get an early win here in the non-district slate. And it's just a bragging rights
Right.
type of game.
Well, that's
Absolutely.
true, and I'm gonna tell you, you know, we have a lot of people that are playing for Beauchamp that their parents actually went to Port Barry because and they moved to that area and they got zoned. And you know what? There's a lot of people that you know, say like me, their kids are going to Beauchamp, but they have roots in Port Barry. So it's a close knit community rivalry, and I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing but love in between all of us because I'm gonna tell you, they got some great kids over there. I know a lot of people that teach over there. I know a lot of people that you know that send their kids over there.
Yeah.
It's a great atmosphere, and I'm excited for it.
And I got all the respect in the world for Coach Lewis. I got all the respect in the world for Coach Angel. I know they're going to have both teams prepared on Thursday night. If you're not happen to be able to make the game in person, there is an option. You can watch it live on Facebook on Under the Lights Facebook page. We'll have pregame around 6:45ish, and then kickoff scheduled for 7 from Red Devil Stadium. So if you would like to watch that game on your phone, on your tablet, on your TV, you have that option tomorrow night. But I highly recommend.
I know I
come
have to
support these kids in person tomorrow.
I have to
Yeah.
work, and I'm gonna be here till about 8:30. So I know right after the classes are over with, I'm gonna be going to sit at my computer and seeing what's going on.
Listen to Jordan Holler.
That's right. We're gonna listen to Jordan Hall.
Mr. Enoch,
Yes, sir.
keys to victory for Beauchamp.
I think Well, I think the motivation is going to be there for us because, as you did mention earlier, that it's a game that both teams they like to get up to play for. They tends to be one of those games where the records don't really matter.
Correct. Throw it
Right.
out the window.
Throw it out the window. It's going to be. I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be. It's probably not going to be very high scoring.
No, I'm saying that, right?
Yeah,
That's
just pronounce that way. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll be pretty close. Probably going to be on the lower end of scoring or whatnot. I mean, I know who I'm taking, so
We kind of know that. It's on your shirt, man.
on my shirt.
So you do stats on the sidelines, so we can.
I do them in the press box,
Press
actually.
box, so we can chat tomorrow night.
Oh yeah. I'll see you tomorrow for sure.
So you said, what was the key to victory?
It's going to be probably going to be making it. It's going to be make it ugly. Keep the game tight. Keep it close. Keep it dirty for as long as you can. Well, not dirty as in play, but you know.
Just win in the trenches.
Yeah, win in the trenches. That's going to be, I think, the key for probably for both Shannon and probably for Port Barry too. I think both teams. Whoever wins in the trenches is going to have the easier night.
Harry,
On
keys
both
to
sides.
victory for Port Barry.
Win the line of scrimmage. Keep your head. I know they were excited about everything, but we had clean everything up. We can't go through a game with all of these penalties like we had last week.
We had a lot of penalties.
We
too.
got to keep our heads in the game, keep it smart, and just play your hearts out. Just do it. Just we finally starting to get a little bit of success. Take it and run with it. Go with it. And I don't mean just run the ball. I'm talking about just make everything flow, keep it going forward. But I think this is going to be a close game. And that the keys are just they have to keep the officials out of it, play smart, and I think it's going to be close.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on the call tomorrow night. I have no pick in this game, but this man said win in the trenches. This man said clean
Clean game.
up the penalties.
I absolutely agree with the penalties too. We had a bunch last week, and they should clean up on our end as well. So, but I have faith in them that they were able to clean it up too. So,
All right, here we
it'll be
go.
fun.
A battle of two teams trying to get their first win of the season. Northwest Raiders will take on the Crowley Gents down there in Crowley, Louisiana. Crowley, talented running back. Northwest, talented defense. Something's got to give. Something's got to happen on Thursday night when these two teams battle it out. Raiders, Gents, who wins this football game? Now, you remember the last few years, the Gents have had the better of this matchup.
Right.
So you can't say about the records here. You can't say about past seasons because Crowley has won this matchup the last few years.
Right. I'm going to tell you, I think Crowley is going to give them a fight, but I think Northwest is going to come out. They have a point to prove. I think, so I'm going to go with Northwest.
Because Crowley has won.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Northwest, and we're going to just make it happen.
I think I'm going to take Northwest as well. I do think that the defense ends up getting the edge in the end. And I think that'll be the key for Northwest to win this game. I know Coach Edwards. I know Coach Edwards. I'm actually good friends with his. I'm good friends with his younger brother. So I got respect for Northwest. I got respect for what they do with the program and whatnot, what they have been doing. So I'm gonna take the Raiders in this one. No shade towards Crowley, but I got Northwest taking it because of their defense.
Well, I got to tell you, I got some former students that are playing for Northwest, and I think that they're gonna come together, and I'm looking forward to. I think they just gonna want it a little bit more.
Yeah. Northwest on the road. I think they might get their offense rolling this week. It could be a shootout, but in the end, I'm going to lean on that Raider defense that's going to get a stop when it's needed.
Correct.
Yep.
Hey, Ascension Catholic rolling into town to take on the Vikings of Opelousas Catholic. Two teams met last year, twice. They got the better of the Vikings last year. You know this game was circled. You know they got a bad taste in their mouth right here at OC. So you look at this matchup, Ascension Catholic, the talented tailback coming in, huge stat line a week ago. OC will be keying on them. Can they stop the run? Can Collins, get that offense moving, and get some points on the board this week. Give me a winner. Now, look who's checking to the chat, Mr. Braden. I didn't see you last week.
Yeah, buddy. I'll be honest with you. I got to say, I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Ascension Catholic is playing some good ball. So I'm going to give the edge to them.
Okay.
I'm going to take Ascension Catholic as well. I think they're going to edge the Vikings out, whether it be close or otherwise. I do think Ascension Catholic's a little bit better all around, and they'll show it, I believe. But if OC keeps it close,
They got a shot.
They got a good shot. They keep it close as long as possible. They got a good shot to win it.
Yeah, turnovers could play a factor in this one, and the Vikings can move the football and keep it from the turnover thing. We talk about +1, +2 in turnover. If they don't turn the ball over, they got a really good shot at home this week.
Right.
I'm going to lean towards Ascension Catholic in this one. I think they find a way on the road to win this football game, but like I said, OC plays a clean game. Don't be surprised.
Yeah, I think it could. It could easily go that way.
Yep.
But got to pick one.
1-0 Central Catholic down at Abbeville this upcoming week. Abbeville coming off of a road loss at St. Mary's. You know, Coach Morey has got his team motivated, ready to go this week. Central Catholic, no scrubs theirself.
Right.
We watched this team play a year ago. We were very impressed. They just ran into a really good Eagle football team that night. But that football team coming into this year, gotta think, could be something special.
Right.
But this Abbeville football team, you gotta think they have a chip on their shoulder going into week 2 at home, the home opener.
After last week, yeah, you would think that, man, they're going to be motivated and pumped up and excited. Will the home field advantage give them that edge? That's the question.
Can they get some offense moving this week like they did at the Jamboree? It kind of was a standstill over there in Natchitoches last week, so that would be something to keep an eye out on.
Yeah, very, very important for their offense to get back on track. I'm going to tell you, I think Central's going to be a little bit too much for them, though. I think it's going to be
good pick, Aaron.
I think Central's going to be coming off of that, and as much as I love Coach Moore and all Abbeville Nation, I think Central's going to just be a little bit too tough.
Okay. Mr. Enoch.
I think I'm going to end up taking Central Catholic in this one as well. Okay. Abbeville, definitely no slouches, but I feel like the edge is going to go to Central Catholic. I can see Abbeville, I can see Abbeville leading this game at halftime, but I do think that if it goes that way, Central Catholic will probably be able to do enough to pull ahead and end up winning this game. Wouldn't be a terrible shocker, wouldn't be a huge shocker if Abbeville would walk away with the victory here, but as of right now, I'm going to take Central Catholic.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Abbeville this week, Mr. Swallow. I think they always play a little bit better when they get in their home stadium. I think they're going to edge out a close victory here. I think defense stands tall when the game matters because you know what they believe there. We're going to run the football. We're going to play good defense, and I think they're going to play some good defense this week.
And like I said, Coach Moore, I love y'all guys and everything like that, but like I said, it's just thinking about everything. I wish y'all the best of luck, and like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull it out, but we got to see.
Hey, Madison Prep Southern Lab meeting on Thursday night at Southern University.
Yeah.
Athletes in this football game, college recruits in this football game. So that's one of the best games in town. I highly expect a lot of people to come watch this one on a Thursday night because they have the opportunity. They might not be playing on Thursday, but Madison Prep Southern Lab, always a good game. Give me that win.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I this is a toss-up for me. I think Southern Lab is really good, but that's just something about Madison Prep that just makes me go with them. It's that's the team that kind of scares me. The thing that I like that I give Southern Lab the edge is they're playing at home.
And they got some dudes.
And they got some talent.
At that school, and I heard they got some big time recruits at Southern Lab this year.
Right. So that being said, the edge I'm going to give is to Southern Lab for being at home.
I think I agree with you on that, Mr. Gary. I'm going to pick Southern Lab due to the home field advantage. Madison Prep didn't play a particularly great game on offense last week, so if they can figure that out, it'll be competitive for sure. But I'm going to give the edge to Southern Lab.
Yeah, I'm a roll with Southern Lab this week also. Madison Prep could come in pissed off
Right.
after getting shut out a week ago, and they could light up the scoreboard with points this week. But going in, I just got a gut feeling that Southern Lab is going to win this game.
I'm with you, sir.
Calvary Baptist at Captain Shreve. Two good football teams meeting on Thursday night up north. And I know this is a game that a lot of people say that could go either way. You got a big time 5A, you got a big time 1A. It's not supposed to be good on paper, but it is.
It's awesome on paper. I don't care what you say. It is awesome on paper.
You say 5A, 1A, okay, give me the 5A. But when you look at this matchup, the history between both programs, the talent between both programs, the coaches between both programs, Calvary Baptist can win this football game. Captain Shreve can win this football game. Here's the kicker. Captain Shreve won't be at home.
Right.
Because that stadium, they're not playing in this year. I think this might be at Independence Stadium.
Right.
Somebody let me know if that is correct. So not true home field advantage. Keep that in mind when you make your pick.
But the thing about it is that, okay, you think about Captain Shreve, they have a big ball club. Calvary Baptist got a pretty good sized ball club too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, they have offense, defense, special teams, everything like that. So you can't go by 1A and 5A. You go by the number of bodies you have on your team. But Captain Shreve this is probably one of the best teams Captain Shreve's had, you know, in a while.
When they had Law over there a couple of years ago.
Well, but I mean, I think it's going to be.
I like
Take the
that.
over.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be one of those flip the coin and let's see how it goes.
So what side did your coin land on?
Calvary.
Calvary Baptist? Good pick.
I think Calvary's going to surprise some people. Calvary Baptist is a machine. Calvary Baptist is a machine.
Here, machine, plug me in.
There's a wire.
Over there. Mr. Enoch, who wins this football game?
Another coin flip game for me. I don't know a whole bunch about either of these teams. I'll go get it. When it comes to this game, I'm kind of feeding off of what y'all said and a little bit that I know elsewise. I think I'm going to take Captain Shreve in this one. I'll go with Captain Shreve in this game.
Well, God darn it, Captain Shreve is a split, and now I have to be the
tiebreaker.
The tiebreaker. The running back from Captain Shreve last week really impressed me. The quarterback from Calvary Baptist last week really impressed me. Two good offenses. Might break the scoreboard this week.
Right.
Could be a 40, 50 something type of finish.
I can see it happening.
Give me Captain Shreve and a nail biter finish that could come down to the very last minute.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And this is one of those games that you're going to be on pins and needles the whole game. I think it's going to be that close.
Hey, I really don't want to pick this next game,
Me neither.
but we're gonna have to.
You've been kind of
You've been kind of dodging this one, huh?
a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thursday night football. 1-0 Iota Bulldogs. 1-0 St. Louis Saints. You want good football? Look no further. This is high school football right here
You're
in
right.
the state of Louisiana. When these two teams will clash tomorrow night, expect sell out because you know both teams travel. You know Iota is going to bring everybody into town and nobody, you better turn the lights off.
Yeah, click it.
And you know St. Louis playing in Sulphur Stadium, they got plenty of room for them. So it's going to be a good old-fashioned high school football game on Thursday Night Football, and I'm going to keep a close eye on it. If I can pull up the stream that St. Louis or Iota uses, you darn toot, I'm going to be up at the top of the press box tomorrow night
we're
with
watching it.
one eye on it.
An eye on it. Yep.
You're right.
You look at last week's win, dominant win over Crawley, expected.
Right.
Really good defense from St. Louis.
Right.
Can the offense play at that level week in and week out? Iota, back-to-back weeks. We've seen this team. They played in the Jamboree. Very impressed.
Right.
You seen them knock off Iowa last week. Holy
Right.
cow, this team is for real.
They're riding high right here. They're riding high up here right now.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Confidence. Great coaching. Great coaching. Great players. Great players. You get the honors of picking the game. Very first pick.
I've got to go with home field.
Oh.
I think St. Louis is going to have the edge. I think it's going to be a nail biter, but I got to go with St. Louis.
An edge out victory by St.
Edge
Louis.
out. I mean, that much.
That close.
Yeah, I'm going to pick St. Louis in this one, but it wouldn't surprise me that Iota would win, getting the monkey off their back with their struggles against Iowa over the last few years. Might give them some more confidence, but I'm going to be a little safe here and pick the Saints to win this one.
You like the Saints?
I like the Saints in this game. Not the NFL team, but
I like them this Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday.
I'm going to their game December 3rd. I will be going to the Saints game in the Superdome December 3rd.
Rub it in, man.
Special teams will come into play on tomorrow night. Both teams really good in the special teams department. I think this one could come down to maybe a field position battle, maybe a field goal, and I'm going to lean a little bit towards that Saint defense tomorrow night. Give me St. Louis.
That's what I'm saying. This is going to be one of the best games of the night, and it could go either way, but we have to pick one. So,
Yep.
home field.
Friday Night Football. We start off with the game that we're covering this week. It is Baker and Mentorship Academy. Two teams battling it out live on Under the Lights. If you have nothing going on, put some steaks on the grill, kick back, drink your favorite beverage, and watch me commentate this one and bring it straight to your living rooms. Two teams looking for their first win of the season last year. This game came down to 6 points. So could it live up another year? I think it has the makings of it. Baker home opener.
Right.
I have no pick in this one. You
Right.
guys do, 'cause I'm calling the game.
Right.
Who won this game last year?
Baker.
Baker did.
20-14.
2014. Okay. I know Mentorship's going to come in there with a little bit of
A big rivalry here.
Yeah, they're going to come in with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They're going to remember what happened last year, and I think that's going to
coaches
be
from Baker at Mentorship now.
Ooh, okay. Oh yeah, so they're pretty intertwined.
Yes. Oh, yeah, they're a big rival. Big
Okay. I think with this one, I think Mentorship will get their revenge. I think they'll avenge their loss from last year. Give me Mentorship.
There you go.
Why not?
Garrett?
rival. I'm going Baker.
Gary says Baker. Should be a good ball game.
Home field. I think the home field advantage, first home game, it's going to give them a little push. Because it doesn't take much to get up for these two teams. They are always, getting up for each other because they're rivals.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I've got to give it just a little edge to Baker. Home field.
I'll call the game Friday night, so excited for it. Baker Mentorship live on Under the Lights.
Gonna keep an eye on that for sure.
Right.
Keep an eye on that for sure.
Couple of 0-1 teams looking for that first victory of the season. It could go a long ways,
Right.
knowing what districts they play in. Pine Prairie against Livonia. This is a game that we have to say Pine Prairie, great effort last week against Oberlin. We thought they could pull that one out, gave up the lead late.
Right.
Livonia coming in off of a tough defeat of Port Barry. You know that's gut-wrenching for them. Mr. Swallow, Livonia, big. They are going to be fueled more than ever. Livonia, big.
I'm going to kind of agree with that. I don't know about the big part,
Big.
but I think Livonia's gonna win by at least two touchdowns.
Big.
I'm gonna take Livonia in this one as well. They'll win this game pretty convincingly, I believe. I'm kind of leaning towards Jordy on that one. Should be a big win for the Wildcats.
Absolutely. North Vermilion at ERAF. Two teams coming off of a tough loss last week. North Vermilion, 4-point loss to Kaplan. ERAF, a tough loss to Lorville. Now they're going to battle it out. ERAF unveiling the brand new scoreboard at their field. North Vermilion, heartbroken a week ago, final 30 seconds. ERAF, talented quarterback, talented receiver room. Can they get it back together? Can they get back on the winning ways here? We know both teams need it, want it, gotta have it. Give me ERAF at home.
I'm with you.
I'm gonna go the other way. I think I'm gonna take the Patriots on the road.
Patriots on the road?
Patriots on the road.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a good ball game.
Oh, I definitely agree. I definitely agree with that.
Two good teams that love football. Their communities.
Absolutely.
Right.
Hey, Ville Platte and Basile, a couple of 0-1 teams searching for that initial first win of the season. Ville Platte, tough game a week ago, lost by 6 in the T Cotton Bowl to Sacred Heart. You know they played their heart out.
Right.
It was 14-6, I think the score was, and now it was close.
Yes.
It was close.
Can they get up another week knowing that the robbery is done? Now can they go beat a Basile football team this week that are heartbroken themselves, man? They went down to Lake Arthur and lost a 2-point shootout type of game. So two teams that are heartbroken but had to get back to work this week and find a way to go win a second week ball game. Basile at home, it's their home opener. We watched them play Ville Platte last year. That first half was really good.
Right.
That second half was dominated. Do you
Right.
expect the same thing this year?
I think Basile's going to have home field advantage. I think they're going to come out. I just think Basile's a better ball club. I think Ville Platte's got a lot of talent and a lot of things, but I mean, coming off of a loss in the T Cotton Bowl, the T Cotton Bowl is very, very, it's one of the biggest games of their life.
You know they're going to get up for that game.
Yeah.
Will they be able to get back up for another week?
Yeah, they're going to have to do that twice, and I think Basile is just too good a ball club.
I'm going to take Basile in this one. Ville Platte has definitely improved over the last few years. Keep working, keep chipping away at it. Give it a year or two. Ville Platte might very well be good again. We'll see what happens.
Right.
Just keep working.
Yeah, Basile got a game at home this week. We know how well they play at home. Anytime they step foot on that field, they just have a little extra motor on that night. They play with a little bit more passion, a little bit more heart, because they love to defend their home turf in front of their community. I like Basile at home.
I'm with you.
Hey, how about Thrive Academy going down to Centerville this week to take on that football team that made a huge statement a week ago that said, don't forget about us whenever this season rolls around. We're still here.
Right.
Talk to me about this football game. Who wins it? Thrive Academy, Centerville. Who you like?
I like Centerville. I won't lie to you. I think Centerville, they proved themselves really good last week, and I think they're going to be hitting on all cylinders. I think they got some goals that they're shooting for. And yeah, they used us as billboard material last week. We picked against them, but I think that they're going to do really well. I mean, coming off that performance last week was just amazing.
Yeah.
So give me Centerville.
Mr. Enoch.
I have a friend of mine that actually coaches at Centerville, or he might be coaching at the middle school now. I don't remember if he had.
Scott?
Mr. Scott.
Yeah.
Yep. Mr. Scott, a friend of mine in Centerville. I'm gonna pick Centerville for him. I think the Bulldogs will get it done. I think the Bulldogs have a good shot of getting it done. I think they'll be able to come away, be 2-0, and see what happens the rest of the year. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, we talked about Livonia big earlier. I think Centerville even bigger this week.
Oh yeah, against yes, I think it's going to be once they start clicking, it's going
to be hard to stop them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, 1-0 Grand Lake heads down to Opelousas to take on Westminster Christian Academy. The Crusaders looking for win number 1 of the young season at home this week. Very good game last week. They played with Jeanerette, so that's a promising look when you're making your pick here. Grand Lake, they were in a battle with Hamilton Christian a week ago. Grand Lake up front, they love to run the football. They're very physical. Westminster, they got some skilled guys, a really good quarterback. This game comes down to the trenches, or can the athletes at Westminster get it done?
Well, Jordan, I'm going to tell you, I was very impressed with the score that I saw last week with Westminster. I think they scored some points, and I was very impressed with that. But I think Grand Lake is going to be a little bit too much for them. I think so. I got to go with Grand Lake.
I'm going to agree with you on that one, Mr. Gary. I think Grand Lake will win this game. I think Westminster is kind of. I know they kind of struggled a little bit last year. It could end up being that way again this year, but it's just they're building towards something better, I think, in the future. It may not happen this year for them, but I think we could see a Westminster team maybe a year or two down the road where, they're all of a sudden, they'll be good again. And Westminster's always fun to watch, especially when they're good,
Right. Yeah. But just like I said, I didn't expect them to score as many points against Jennings, and they did. They did really well. So, hey.
Against who?
Jeanerette. I'm sorry, Jeanerette. But yeah, I mean, you didn't expect them. I thought it was going to be a blowout, and it wasn't.
Right. Jeanerette is another one of those teams that I've seen struggle for a long time, and they're finally starting to build a little bit of a culture and identity. They're starting to.
Got a Tulane commit over there.
Yeah,
right.
I like Grand Lake on the road also. The physical brand of football that they bring to the table. If Westminster can stop the run, they have a really good shot. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but I'm really leaning towards Grand Lake in this one. Hey, Mamu hits the road, heads down to Lake Arthur this week. Lake Arthur, big time win last week. An emotional win against Basile could fuel a locker room, could fuel a community knowing they have something special this upcoming season, led by a talented quarterback there at Lake Arthur. Right. Mamu comes in after a disappointing loss a week ago against a really talented South Plaquemines football team. So they're out for a better showing this week. You look at this matchup, Lake Arthur back-to-back home games. They're inspired after a week ago. I think they're going to, roll another week and go start off this season 2-0.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. I got Lake Arthur winning this game too.
Are you a believer? Yes. All right, Maryville Vinton. 1-0 Maryville coming off a big time win last week. It was an emotional win for the entire community because of the fires that were going on. Correct. So that one meant a great deal. Now they got to regroup, go down to Vinton, take on a Vinton team that they looked promising against Oakdale a week ago. So you take this matchup into hand. Could go either way. Right. Like you say, flip a coin on some of them. But I think at the end, Vinton wins this football game, Mr. Swallow.
Man, I'm going to give it to Maryville. I think Maryville's playing good ball, and they're playing not just for them, they're playing for everybody around.
So this is where I one up you, or you one up me.
One or the other.
Yes.
I'm going to tie break it here. I think I'm going to take Maryville in this one. Had an emotional win last week. I think it'll carry over for them.
Okay. So, physical brand of football awaits on Friday night when the Rose Pine Eagles head on down to take on South Beauregard Knights. Oh man, just got done talking to those guys. I tell you what, they make me want to run through a brick wall whenever I talk to that football team over there at Rose Pine. Very excited to cover them this season. South Bow, very improved football team. New head football coach there that's inspired that football team. It could be something on Friday night when these two teams clash. We look at it as like a 2A, 3A type of deal,
Right.
but we throw those out of the way because of the success Rose Pine has had in the last few years.
Right.
It's a tough game to pick. I mean, Mr. Swallow, you can start us off if you like.
I'm going with Rose Pine. I think they're going to travel down there, and I think it'll be just a little bit too much.
Mr. Enoch, you like Southbow at home?
I think I'm gonna agree with Gary and take Rose Pine in this one as well. Rose Pine's been pretty consistent as of late, and I think it'll continue. I think it'll continue at least for this week. I think it'll win this one.
So I gotta be the bad one of the bunch, huh?
Plus, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
If you
I mean,
yourself then that's good.
Southbow's a good ball club.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
If Rose Pine can get their offense clicking, this would be a lock type of pick. I just got some question marks moving forward, seeing if that offense performs at the high level that we are accustomed to. Southbow, the way they run their offense could give troubles this week, but Rose Pine's defense is legit. They'll keep them in this game. Can they get a score late? I'm going to have to lean with Southbow on this one. Close win at home.
I understand.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
That's not a bad pick at all.
Not at all.
Washington Marion coming in to take on Northside Vikings. If I told you the Vikings of Northside had a chance to go 2-0, not many people would be believers. But you tell you what, I'm a believer of this program. I think the Vikings at home, the home opener, they're excited. They're excited over there at Northside. They say they're trying to get the Ville back. I believe they will.
Yeah.
In this contest, they get this win.
I think so too. Oh, Coach, we still need a helmet. Just letting you know that.
I think I'm in agreement with y'all. I think this game will be pretty close. Seems like these two teams could really duke it out. But I think in the end, Northside at home, they'll make that stop at the end probably, and they'll win this game. I think it'll be close.
Same thing that we elaborated on earlier. These non-district games mean so much with these districts some of these teams are in.
Yeah.
Northside's
in a murderer's row.
Northside being in one of the toughest districts in the entire state. So
Yeah.
these early games mean a lot.
And Washington Marion's in a district where there's a few teams that are pretty darn good. There aren't many slouches in their division either. So.
You're right.
Hey, next matchup, Avoyelles and their tricky offense take on the Turlings Rebels. How good is that Rebel football team, Mr. Swallow? I said that I had people telling me left and right that they're better than last year. They scored a lot of points last week. They scored a lot of points in the Jamboree. Starting to believe it.
Turlings.
I like Turlings in this one. I like them big.
Turlings, big.
Nothing against the Boils. I've respected what they've done over the last few years. I've respected the program that they've kind of put together and how they did their things, but I am going to take Turlings in this game.
Absolutely. Another team that will be in that tough district later on down the road.
You're right.
You're right.
I don't know.
On that turf.
I mean, Royals lost to Marksville last week.
That's what I'm saying. On that turf, Turlings is going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Holly's Lock of the Week.
Whoa!
Drum roll, please. Holly's Lock of the Week this week. You want to know?
I know it.
Yeah, she might be 2-0 after this
That's
week.
right.
Hold your ears, Jake McCoy. Loreville over DeQuincy. Holly's Lock of the Week. We're locking it in. We're all on board.
That's right. I'm going for it.
Mr. Gary, you say that Acadiana is your favorite team around here. Loreville's probably my favorite team.
Both share.
Well, I went to Beauchamp, obviously. My dad went to Loreville. I had a bunch of cousins.
Yeah,
I had a bunch of family play for Loreville. I had a bunch play for St. Martinville, too. But year in and year out, I always keep a special eye on Loreville. You know, I always support them. Always hope that they have as much success as possible.
They haven't had the success of getting to the championship game and winning.
Right.
But as far as consistency, they're consistent every year.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
I have a good friend of mine that actually went there and lived there all his life. His family is from that area.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I ain't got nothing but respect. But I think Louisville's going to dominate this game.
Oh yeah, Louisville, big.
Como or Lafayette High?
Ooh.
Como or Lafayette High?
Who wins that game?
Lafayette High.
Give me Lafayette because they're at home.
But they're not.
What do you mean they're not?
They play at
The
LCA.
LCA.
Oh.
Their stadium is under control. Long story.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't.
They don't have it, but they play at LCA. But
Okay, well, I could throw the home field advantage out
yeah,
the window.
Nah, I still say Lafayette High.
Yeah, I'll still say Lafayette High. I did not know about the stadium situation.
Yeah, they're building a complete new school, new football field, new all that. It's me and Miss Mindy actually talked about that earlier today, and because she lives right next door to Lafayette High School.
Oh, come on now.
And,
Give me Como.
Oh yeah, go ahead, boy.
All that talking.
It is true. I'm serious.
I'm just trying to one up you here or one down
Oh, one
you.
down here. You're gonna need a one up, one down. I said, I understand.
I don't know. I saw Como on the tour. They inspired me. I'm kind of a believer. I wish nothing but success for them.
Oh,
this
most
year.
definitely. You know,
Yeah.
everybody up here, I'm going to tell you, no matter what, we got to pick it and everything like that. But we have nothing but respect to all of these guys. Nothing but respect.
Berwick and Kaplan. A year ago, this was a rout. Berwick had this game at home and put it on Kaplan. You gotta think that Kaplan is licking their chops a little bit, waiting for this game to happen because of last year. I mean, you look at this matchup, this is not a bad 0-1 Berwick team. That's a really good football team that's searching for their first win this week and could give Kaplan troubles left and right on Friday night. The reason why I'm picking Kaplan is the way their offense has rolled these last 2 weeks.
I got to agree with you, man.
The way Kaplan's offense has rolled these last 2 weeks, I just feel that their offense is playing with a lot of confidence, and I got to lead their way again.
And I'm with you. I think Kaplan had this game, after last year, I think they had this game circled, and I think they want to just, I hate to say it, get some revenge.
Yeah. I'm going to take Kaplan in this one. I know that Berwick lost a lot of starters from last year. I don't remember the exact number. Oh, he said 17. Wow.
Yeah,
Go back
a
5
lot of them.
It's hard to lose that many starters if you're John Curtis, let alone Berwick or any other team. So I'm gonna take Kaplan in this game. They'll get their revenge from last year.
Yes, indeed.
They'll avenge that loss.
I go to Kaplan very soon. Very
Yeah,
excited about
yeah.
that matchup.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. What a game that's going to be.
Okay.
It ain't week 10 if you're thinking about.
Oh, all right.
It's earlier in the
Yeah.
season. I don't know if anybody can figure out which game that is, but we'll be there.
Okay.
I'll tell you when we go off here.
It'll
All right, sounds
be
good.
soon.
Sounds good.
New Iberia Senior High played Westgate last week. Felt like they held their own for a while before it got out of hand. Promising. Gonna take on Sam Houston, that just dominated the defending state champs a week ago in Manny. Promising, dominate.
Manny's not like they were last year. Manny is down. You know, you can say what you want. I think Sam Houston did a real good job against a team that is down this year.
That score was flipped a year ago.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, though. I think that Nish is going to have an opportunity to be tough, play with them.
Man, they got the secondary
Yeah.
that can keep up with these receivers.
Right.
I just don't know if they have.
Can they score? You know,
Can the front seven make some
you
stops?
know, can they score points and beat Sam Houston? Right. Now, this is one of my toss-ups. This is one of the games that to me, it's a toss-up. I'm going to give the edge to Sam Houston at home. That's the only reason. I'm going to give the edge to Sam Houston at home.
Very important game for both sides, knowing that, was it 8 or 9 team district they're in?
Next week.
And they have, no, this week.
Yeah.
Same
Oh, that's
district.
true. This is that's
Yeah,
true.
it starts.
It's just
All our
like
teams
now.
have
You just got
games
some
where.
heavy hitters
Mhm.
that they've yet to face, is what I'm getting at.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I'm taking Sam Houston in this game.
I agree with you.
They'll take care of business in Moss Bluff.
Right.
Next matchup, ladies and gentlemen, Juwan Johnson drives the bus down to Baton Rouge this week to take on Woodlawn of Baton Rouge. Big time atmosphere, big time football game. You know Coach Randall's going to have his team ready to go for Woodlawn. But if Juwan Johnson does what he did a week ago, if he does what he did in the playoffs, holy cow, how many points will he score this week? Could he have an off night? It's possible. Everybody is human. But I'm going off of what I've seen lately and what I've seen last year. Give me Juwan Johnson. Give me LCA. Give me the night train.
I agree, 100%. I think LCA is going to be hard to beat right now, and I'll be honest with you. When it comes time for the playoffs, I would not want to face them.
LCA, big.
Big.
Big. We'll see. Let's see. U-High had their way with Woodlawn last week. Johnson will put up PlayStation numbers again this week. So at the recap show, we will be talking Juwan Johnson again, it seems like.
Yep.
1-0 Westlake at 0-1 Welsh. Who wins this football game? Welsh lost last week to Kinder.
Mm-hmm.
Westlake won last week against the Quincy.
Yeah.
So do we really know much?
Not
about
really. I don't think so.
I don't know a lot about either of these teams. I guess I'm just going to take Westlake on the road. I'm going to take a flyer on them.
Gary?
Man, Westlake beat DeQuincy. DeQuincy's down. Welsh lost to who?
Kinder.
Kinder. I'm going to go with Welsh.
Welsh at home?
Welsh at home.
Jake said Welsh still has 5 starters out.
Okay.
So we'll see. Maybe they get a big win at home, Mr. Gary.
I don't know. I'm going to give them the edge.
I'm going road dogs in this one. Give me Westlake on the road. Hey, Opelousas High heads up north to take on Jess Curtis and Natchitoches Central. I think that game will be played at Northwestern State, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So big time college field, big time players on both sides of the football for both teams.
Wow.
2 good head football coaches, Coach Jimmy, Coach over there at Opelousas High, and then you got Coach Jess
Yes.
at Natchitoches Central.
Right.
You got to think the newfound. Yeah, see, you got to think what Coach Curtis has brought to this team
Right.
has been huge for the program.
Man, this is going to be a hellacious ball game. I think they're going to have speed of a college stadium, speed as far as the turf. They're going to have everything set up. You got the athletes of OHS that have been struggling, and I don't know why. And then you got Natchitoches Central that has the
Newfound
leader, a new leader, and a proven leader.
Yeah.
That is gonna be
OHS
hard.
bounces back this week.
Man, I don't know.
Last year, OHS won this game at Donald Gardner Stadium. Got to go on the road now. Long road trip. Can they
Right.
get it done?
I got to give the edge to Natchitoches Central.
Okay.
Sorry, Chris.
Mr.
But
Enoch.
it's just.
I'm going to take Natchitoches Central in this one as well. OHS has a lot of games this year.
I want
It's gonna be
OHS
tough.
to
It's
win.
gonna be
I'm
tough.
gonna put that on a statement. I want OHS to win, but I think going up there,
We just got to
it's
see
gonna,
them get back to
get
their
back to where they
standard
were.
of
Yeah.
football. These last 2 weeks have not been what we've been accustomed to from last year.
Right.
And huge expectations in this year. This could be one of
Right.
those prove me weeks where they get things back in order. So, Natchitoches Central OHS, good
Right.
matchup here.
I want OHS to win,
But
I
not
have to pick
surprising if
Tigers.
they did.
Bounce back week, give me OHS.
I hope you're right. I'll take that loss. I hope you're right.
And if it 3 weeks in a row, then I'm gonna have major concerns.
Right.
They play LC College Prep next week, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Or Leesville, I don't know.
There's one of those two. I don't know.
Hey, a couple of 1-0 teams battling it out. Huge rivalry here. Bragging rights are on the line. Two football teams that want this matchup badly. Oberlin versus Oakdale. I know you like Coach Mikey and that
Mhm.
offense he runs.
Yes.
He does not have the talented backfield he had last year, but he got some guys that can go again this year. Oberlin, big win last week. Can they fuel off of it and go get a win this week?
Man, I think Oakdale's going to have home field advantage, so I'm going to go with them.
Who won this game last year?
Oakdale.
Oakdale. Okay. And this is sort of an important. This is like a rivalry for them, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Huge rivalry.
Huge rivalry.
Yeah,
Okay.
big
Don't
time.
know too much about some of the schools in Western Louisiana. I gotta learn some more about them. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I think I'm gonna take Oakdale in this one just because they're at home. Don't know a lot about either one of these teams. I'll be honest.
I think Oakdale could dominate the trenches in this one. I think they could put up big numbers on the ground Friday night. As long as they don't turn the football over, give
That's the
me
key.
Oakdale Warriors at home.
Okay.
Hey, how about a homecoming for Coach Josh Harper, leading this year's Marksville team to a 1-0 start last week. Now he gets to go back to a place that he's all too familiar with. He's going to take his Marksville Tiger football team into Trojan country and take on Sacred Heart. Two good football coaches leading two good football teams into the near future. Brand new head coaches at both stops. The homecoming has got to feel sweet knowing he's going back, but now you got to play the game. You know that team will be prepared. You know Sacred Heart's going to have a chip on their shoulder knowing
Right.
they want to win that football game. It's going to be a good football game. I can't wait to see what happens at the end of 4 quarters. Sacred Heart at home or Marksville on the road? Who gets this one? Spalls, Coach's homecoming, or Coach goes back and get a win?
Who did Marshville beat last week?
Or Boyles?
Boy, it's tough to play. And who's Sacred Heart? Sacred Heart beat Bill.
They'll play close game.
Give me Marksville.
Marksville on the road, Mr. Swallow?
Yes.
I think I'm gonna take Sacred Heart for flat in this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Sacred Heart. I think after what happened with them in week 1, playing such a close game against Ville Platte, I think they're gonna be willing to kind of open it up a little bit and see if things work out a little bit better that way.
Okay. Marksville on the road. They want to get that win for Coach. I'm going to lean that direction.
Okay.
Marksville start out 2-0. It just doesn't sound right, but it sounds so darn good.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Hey, good matchup here. Patterson heads down to take on Bunkie. 1-0 versus 1-0. Offense versus defense. I think this Bunkie defense is the real deal. They're legit. I think this Patterson's offense, always explosive, can score at any moment. But then you throw in Bunkie's offense.
Right.
And can Patterson stop Bunkie's offense? That's going to be my question mark for the week. I'm leaning towards the hot team here. They're excited, they're motivated, they're fueled. This Bunkie team's real, and if they get another win this week, watch out.
I got a chance to watch the second half on your stream when you called it. I'm very impressed with Bunkie. I'm going with Bunkie.
I think I'm in agreement with both of you. I'll take Bunkie in this game. Although, would not be surprising in the least if Patterson won. I don't think I'd be surprised.
Hey, if this is a year ago, this would be an easy pick.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Vermilion Catholic over Ascension Episcopal, we would make a quick pick here.
Yeah.
Now you got to do a little thinking. Ascension Episcopal's 1-0, Vermilion Catholic's 1-0. that defense last year was insane for Vermilion Catholic. But they lost some key pieces. They get a big win last week over an improved Catholic and New Iberia team. Another prove me week where we'll see how good this VC team is coming into this Ascension Episcopal game, because they're going to have to hit the road. They're going to have to go play at Blue Gator Stadium. So I'm very excited to see this one unfold. VC, Ascension Episcopal, who wins this game and goes 2-0?
I'm going to take VC in this game. I know they lost some talent, like you said, but I still have faith in Vermilion Catholic being able to do what they do best, and it'll carry them on to a victory.
Gary?
VC's, that's something just about them. I've always liked them, and I think that
Ascension Episcopal, huge win over Plaquemine a week ago.
Yeah, that's the key
Definitely
thing.
not nothing.
Plaquemine is a good ball club, Ascension, but in VC, it's always been, you know as well as I do, we've covered them a lot. We predicted that they were going to do great things last year. But there's just something about Ascension Episcopal that just catches my eye. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go with them.
Hey, great pick, my friend. Very improved Ascension Episcopal football team. They find ways to gut out wins at home.
Correct.
Tough environment to go win in for VC. I think they edge out a victory on the road. Coach,
that's possible. Yeah.
Coach is going to have his team ready to play, ready to go get a road victory here.
Correct. And you know what? That's a good pick, too.
Hey, Tioga and that talented football team heads to Brobridge this week. Brobridge playing with a lot of confidence. Tioga playing with a lot of attitude. Talk to me about this matchup. Two teams looking to go 2-0. Two great football teams.
Who did Tioga beat week 1?
Bolton.
Okay.
Brobridge beat Franklin.
Right. This one's a tough one for me to decide. I could see this going either way. I think I'm going to take Brobridge. I think it's going to be a close one, but I got Brobridge winning this game.
I agree.
But definitely not a slight towards Tioga.
Oh, this is going to be a heavyweight duel for 4 quarters. Roll your sleeves up and let the best man win.
Yep.
You're right.
St. Martinville, Notre Dame in the lost column. Two teams searching for their first win. We're not used to seeing this. St. Martinville coming off of a loss last week that we didn't expect to see that lopsided score.
I didn't expect that either. I actually was talking with a couple of coaches about that game, and I thought St. Martinville was going to win.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, kind of a expected, not expected type of deal, because we know how good Southside is.
Right.
So now these two teams meet.
That was 9 points.
You got an explosive offense. You got a really good defense meeting on Friday. Two well-coached football teams. Can St. Martinville bounce back and get back on track? Can Notre Dame do what they do year in and year out?
I've got to go with Notre Dame, man.
Like I said, I've had a lot of family play for St. Martinville. I'm sure I have younger cousins that's playing for them right now. But I'm gonna take Notre Dame in this game. If this was in St. Martinville, then I might change my mind. But as of now, I gotta take the Pios.
And I'm gonna be the kicker here. Give me St. Martinville on the road. Gets a road win here.
Okay.
That's good.
Nothing wrong with that.
And
do
we start pushing the panic button if we see another lopsided score this week? That's what I'm gonna keep an eye on.
Yeah, if we see a lopsided score, then we gotta worry.
Hey, Jennings and Eunice, a good football team here versus a good football team here. Two similar offenses, two physical football teams, and two well-coached football teams. Coach Fusilier looking for win number 1 in his tenure over there at Jennings. Year in and year out, we're always talking about the J.
Right.
Year in and year out, we're always talking about the E.
Yep.
About how much respect we have for both programs. They're always making district title runs, playoff runs, and now they meet in week 2, so something's got to give over here for the Bobcats home opener.
Right. I'm going to go with Eunice, man. I think that home field is going to carry him over the edge, so I got to give it to Eunice.
I'm taking Eunice as well. One of our former head coaches is over there now, and he's been there for a while. So I always more or less will tend to root for Eunice because of him.
Yeah.
I always tend to root for him because of Coach Josh. So it won't change here. I'm picking the Bobcats.
Hey, big win for Eunice last week at Church Point.
Nail biter at the very end.
So they've probably had an outstanding practice week, knowing they came in off of a big time win. So I like Eunice at home openers.
Right.
Miss Cortez, we did pick Basil. It was across the board. Everyone picked Basil.
That one, so
Right.
there you go.
Hey, Kinder and Church Point. Last year, this game was in top 5 games of the year.
Right.
Could it live up to the hype again? 2 offenses that just could not be stopped until late in the fourth quarter.
Right.
Church Point coming off of 2 games, back-to-back weeks. The Jamboree lost, the Eunice lost, both at home. Crack number 3, another home game, and they got a bad taste in their mouth, Mr. Gary Swallow.
Yes,
you
they
know
do.
That's not the standard. You know they're going to be up for this game. You know they're going to be physical. You know Coach Poole's going to have his team ready to play.
Church Point is going to be chomping at the bits. I'm saying Church Point is going to be a close game, but I see them pulling away at the end.
Mr. Enoch.
This could be an adjustment period considering that Coach Arsenault isn't there anymore. I mean, you play Eunice down to the wire really says a lot towards this team not really losing that much as far as program goes. I mean, they built a strong foundation over the years, and I think their coach is very capable of keeping that or possibly building more on it on his own as time goes on. That being said, I'm going to take the upset. I'm going to take the road team, taking the Yellow Jackets. I think that they're going to eke one out here. It'll be a little surprising, I guess, but I'm going to take Kinder. I think they'll pull it through.
It can happen.
Coach Reed gonna have his team ready to go and goes pull off a big road win.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Yellow Jackets in this one. Close game. Probably it might be another heartbreaker for Church Point, or it could be a heartbreaker for Kinder. But I'm gonna take the Yellow Jackets.
I just can't see it 3 weeks in a row. I think they get it back on track this week. I think Church Point.
That's fair.
After 2, weeks of just not the standard of Church Point
But
football.
subpar performances. I mean, they were just not playing.
Not finishing.
Yeah, not finishing. Not playing Church Point football.
Yeah, I think Church Point at home this week. Kinder goes in and gets a win, very possible. But like I said, if this Church Point team was 1-0, had a Jamboree win, I could see Kinder get an upset this week. But I just think they're playing to get back on track.
I mean, I think Church Point will get back on track this year. I mean, they're certainly gonna be in the running for district and whatnot, and they're still gonna push towards that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think they're a lock for the playoffs in my opinion, but I have a feeling here that I think Kinder will end up getting it done, man. I have a feeling.
Welsh, Westlake, 2 people went Westlake, 1 person went Welsh for the Asker. Iowa Reign. Iowa coming off a heartbreaking loss last week. Reign coming off of a rout a week ago. So you know this matchup here. Iowa wants to get back to the win column. Reign wants to stay in the win column and build off of that week 1 win. Reign at home could be tough. Iowa, are they having a couple concerns here after week 1? Or are they just going to flush it and get back to playing Iowa football?
That was a close game, though.
Absolutely.
And then you have Reign that was basically one-sided.
Yeah.
How are they? I'll be honest with you. I'm going to take Iowa on the road. I'm going to take Iowa on the road.
I'm probably going to take Iowa as well. Like y'all said about Church Point, it would be hard for me to picture Iowa being 0-2. Hard for me to picture that. And I'm not saying that because Rain beat my alma mater last week. I mean, that is what it is.
Right.
But week 2, hard for me to picture Iowa being 0-2. I think on the road, they'll bite down on their mouth guards and they'll do what they have to do in order to win it.
Gary, who you pick?
I picked Iowa.
If they stop the running back, they win the football game. You saw this team. Did they go through the air much?
Not a whole heck of a lot. When they did go through the air, they showed promise.
Okay.
They showed that they're at least a threat in the air. They have some pretty good speed on the outside. Rain has some pretty good speed on the
It's
outside.
a very interesting football game here. Iowa and Rain, a really good defense versus a really talented offense. Give me Rain at home.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna stick with them until they prove me wrong.
Okay.
We'll see.
I understand.
Barb, Karen Crow, Friday night at the Crow Dome. Who wins this game?
Crow.
After Barb's performance last week of what they did throughout the air, you like the Crow?
Crow.
You know the Crows, they're saying that the secondary might be the question mark.
The Crow.
The Crow.
They playing at the Crow Dome.
I should in all likelihood be at this game. I'm definitely want to watch this because I'll have a Friday night off. So
You can just come to Baker.
Yeah, you can do that.
Well, the thing is, if I come to Baker, I'd have to ride with y'all all the way back over here and then go to Broussard.
As long as we get free Buffalo Wild Wings.
I don't know if I could swing that.
Who do you like, Karen Crow or Bill?
I'm gonna take Karen Crow. Wouldn't be terribly shocking if Barb wins. Maybe this is the year that Barb kind of puts everything back together. It's possible. I'm not saying that it is gonna happen. I'm not saying it won't. But Karen Crow at home, tough place to win. Crow Dome's gonna be live. It's gonna be rocking. So I got Karen Crow winning this one, and I can't wait to watch this game.
The Golden Bears from the Crow Dome stands tall, shuts down. Something late in the fourth quarter. I think the game gets out of hand then. I think it's close up until that point.
It's Crow by 11.
You like 11?
I like 11.
Okay.
Maybe
That's a good number.
Maybe 35-24, something like that.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I could see them getting a score late to make it to 11.
Yes. I think it's a go-ahead score late that makes the score not look
Not a blowout, but
not look as good.
right. Not a blowout, but it'll be a little convincing.
Hey, this next one could very well be a blowout.
I think so.
St. Thomas More versus Alexandria. Alexandria made the trip down to the Crow Dome last week and didn't get the win against Karen Crow. But this week they go into the state champs' house. This was supposed to be a home game for Alexandria. Turf's not ready.
Right.
STM at home by 21.
I'd
say more. Big. Let me put it there. Big. STM, big.
Is it gonna be a blowout? I don't know. Maybe so.
28 or less.
It'll be less than 28.
Yep.
It'll be less than 28.
Cougars at home.
I got the Cougars at home, but it'll be less than 28 because a blowout, in my opinion, is 20 or more. That's what I consider a blowout.
Okay. Acadiana heads to Sulphur to take on Sulphur for their home. No, I think Sulphur was at home last week.
That's going to be hard.
Acadiana at Sulphur this week. Sulphur coming in with some momentum, coming in with a new feel around the program. New coach has really lit a fire into those guys and into that program. Acadiana, a tough loss. A very, very tough loss against a quality opponent. You know that they have a bad taste in their mouth. You know they want to get back to the fear-to-veer type of days, and they want to play that physical brand of football. They, year in and year out, they have the guys that go play Division I football. They have the talent in the backfield. Gary, Can Acadiana get back on track this week, or is Sulphur turning over a rock?
No, man. I think Acadiana's going to go in there. Coming off of a loss like they came off of with LCA, an embarrassing loss. A loss where they were close and then all of a sudden they weren't.
Yeah.
At home, fear the beer, buddy.
Fear the beer.
Acadiana Wrecking Rams.
Now, Acadiana did have a couple of very Acadiana-like losses last year. I don't know if that's a harbinger of things to come or if that's just an aberration and the Wrecking Rams are going to be the Wrecking Rams of old. I guess we'll figure that out this year.
Are they a year away? We thought they were this year.
I think they're about a year away.
A year, maybe two.
From getting it back to where it was, yeah.
It's possible. It's possible. But they did suffer a couple of very un-Acadiana-like losses last year. I don't know if it's a harbinger of things to come. And what you're saying that Sulphur is trying to get things back on track. I do think that Sulphur will eventually be a power in 5A again. That being said, I do think Acadiana will win this game. I mean, I've never been a fan of the beer, but why change it if it works? You know?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Even though I find the beer boring to watch. Personally. That's just my personal opinion. Don't read too much into it. Never been much of a beer guy. When it comes to offense, I like the air raid. I like a marinated out.
Okay.
You know. That's why I was a big Mike Leach fan.
I agree.
Yeah.
Sulphur Acadiana meeting on Friday night. I believe in what coach is doing over there at Sulphur. I think they are fired up more than they have in previous years. I think they have a chance because they believe that they have a chance for the first time. It was always Acadiana's coming in, that's another L. Now they're saying Acadiana's coming in, we have a shot.
They might pull it off.
Hey,
They do have a shot.
I would not be upset if Sulphur wins that game. I
Hey.
wouldn't be upset.
Well, I kind of would. But
hey, before everyone gets on the bandwagon,
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and say I'm on it today. I think Sulphur goes and wins this ball game at home.
I hope you're
You're
right. I'm not gonna lie. I hope you were right. I will happily take that L.
But Fear to Veer could run wild.
Good.
I think Sulphur and that new leadership there, they're fired up more than ever and could steal a win.
no turnovers.
Nice.
Acadiana controls the ball. It's Acadiana.
Yes.
Turnovers. And we've seen this.
Yes.
We've seen them drive the ball down the field and fumble.
Yep. I saw it a couple. I saw it when they played Carencro last year.
If they stay clean on turnovers, I think Acadiana dominates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that when they played Carencro the first time, not the rematch. They had a couple of turnovers. Honestly, I thought Acadiana was kind of lucky to win that game in the Pro Dome back in week 9 or whatever it was, week 8, week 9 last year. It was a really good game. But I mean, if Sulphur can force some turnovers and take care of things on their own end as far as not allowing any, could have a very different narrative here. We could have a different winner. We could have Sulphur winning this game.
Sterlington versus Mangum. Who wins that game? Quick pick here.
Sterlington versus Mangum.
Yes.
Give me Sterlington.
Sterlington.
I agree. Gina and Leesville, two really good football teams here. 1-0, looking to start off strong. Really good running back at Leesville. Really good defense at Gina. Let's go Gina on the road.
I'm going Leesville at home.
Okay.
I am going to take Gina. I think Gina's gonna take care of it. I mean, Wampus Cats could easily swing this one the other way. That running back's really good. He can make that defense look childish, but I think the defense will have just enough of an edge to eke it out against Leesville in a tough
Can
environment.
he make that break
Right.
and get it in open field to where he can actually
It
go?
wouldn't shock me if he scored a couple
Yeah.
of touchdowns. Like this game could get out of hand from an offensive perspective pretty quickly.
Right.
I was very impressed with Gina's win last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Southside Cecilia, big wins from both teams a week ago. Looking to start off 2-0 in the season. After what Cecilia did last week against St. Martinville, how can you not take an extra look at this game. After what Southside has done a year ago and up until this point, how can you not like that football team?
I like Coach Fontenot. He's doing a great job over there. I've got to go Southside.
Southside?
I'm a big fan of
Cecilia did
quarterback.
last week, Coach.
I know, and I'm a big fan of Cecilia's quarterback, Diesel Solari. I'm glad he's back. Cecilia is a much better team when he's there at the helm and he's controlling.
I heard he's the real deal.
He is. I've seen him play a couple of years back or whatnot. He was injured by the time that he played us last year, so I didn't get to see him play last year. But him being back, I think Cecilia's going to do really well. Yeah, give me Cecilia.
There you go.
I think this is
At
going to
home?
be a close game at home. Solari's going to make the play. That ends up being the difference.
Could very well play into your cards there. I like Cecilia to keep this one close.
That's
But I
fair.
like Southside to pull off a win.
That's fair. And I mean, not upset if Southside wins. I'm honestly blown away that in the span of less than a decade, Southside's only been around since 2016 or so.
Yeah, it's not long.
Not long at all, and they've already built a respectable and dangerous football program.
Defending champions, defending district champions.
Defending district champions. I think they're going to win it again.
Very well.
Very well could, yes.
I think they're going to win it again.
think you
It's
got-
going to be them and Karen Pro. I think it's going to come out of that
I think
game.
you got 3 or 4 contenders in that
You have
game.
3 or 4 contenders. I think the Southside Karen Pro game will determine it in the end. When it's all said and done.
Ruston lost last week at home. What's that locker room morale like right now, knowing they got to go all the way down to New Orleans this week
Oh,
to take
they're
on
pissed.
To
Jesuits?
play a good Jesuit football team.
Oh, they're pissed.
Oh man, I like Ruston on the road here. Give me big Ruston. That's a tough loss last week to Warren Easton, and like you said, they're pissed.
Well, I was thinking the same thing. Would you want to play Ruston after a loss?
No.
Oh my God! So I'm going to Ruston.
Ruston lost at home.
I know that's what I'm saying. Ruston after a loss.
I'm going to take Ruston as well.
They might as well just stay in New Orleans.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Man, what a road trip.
Yeah.
Shit, no kidding. Hope they got the Greyhound charter buses.
Now this next one's gonna be tough.
University Lab against Archbishop Rummel. Rummel last week went up north, fell to Washington Parish. Heartbreaking loss. ULab, talked about them earlier in the show. Always year in and year out, very impressive football team. Good matchup. 2 good teams. ULab has to go to New Orleans and take on Rummel. So now we have to pick this game.
This game here is like the the big brother and the little bitty brother. You know, it's like on that. I'm going to basically understand that you got Rummel coming off of a loss. University Lab, that's University Lab.
Yeah.
Rummel has 4 starters out.
Yeah. So I've got to give the edge to ULab.
I'm going to take ULab as well. Nothing against Rummel. I think they're a really good football team. I think University Lab is a little bit better. And even if those 4 starters were in, I don't think it would change my pick.
They match up well.
Yeah. I believe that they do. But ultimately, I think ULab will edge them out.
I like ULab myself, boys. And I like this next matchup here.
Me too.
2 1-0 programs. Airline at Union Parish this week. Union Parish in that physical run attack. Airline with that air raid offense. Big time football game here up north. Talk to me about this one.
I love the air raid. I love what Airline did last year, just throwing the ball at will. But Union Parish, man, they're something else. They know how to grind out a team. They know how to limit possessions. They know how to play keep away.
You're right.
And the thing with that is they take advantage of those opportunities way more often than they don't.
Right.
So what you saying, my friend?
But
You like the Farmers?
I'm gonna take Airline.
Cool.
I think the passing attack will get them the win. Close game, but I'm gonna give the edge to Airline. I may look foolish when this one's over with. That's okay. But I believe in the air raid. It's generally the easiest system for a quarterback to learn.
Hey, my friend. There will be 2 foolish guys at the panel because I'm leaning towards airline myself.
All right, there we go.
I'm not. I'm going Union.
Union.
He's going Union.
I'm going with the U.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with that. Both fantastic.
I think this is going to be. You got wide open, and you got
Here, 8-minute drives.
8-minute drives. So you're going to have somebody that's going to get the ball, throw the ball 3-4 times, get a touchdown, and you got somebody that's going to keep the ball and just working down the field. So
if Airline's defense is conditioned to where they don't get as tired on defense, it'll be the key.
I mean, here, let me pick from 80 guys standing on the sideline.
Right. You're right.
That's the thing, you know.
They have all those kids, so it's like, when you have that, it's a blessing.
I think it's going to be, you got.
The game is at Union Parish.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got this that just is like a tank.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got this, it's like, okay, let's.
It's a jet.
It's a jet. And just keep on throwing it at. So it's gonna be very interesting. But I think I gotta give the edge to Union at home.
Yep.
How about this next game?
That's gonna be a good one too.
2 1-0 teams coming off of emotional roller coaster victories a week ago, and I'm sure they're still reeling off of the high of those big wins last week. Ouachita Parish and Neville meet at Bill Ruppen Stadium this coming week. Atmosphere is going to be nuts.
It won't get no better than that, brother. It won't get no better than that. That is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Last year, Ouachita Parish got the better of this matchup. We were listening to it right here at the studio for how that game finished up. Remember?
Yeah.
Neville, a very improved ball club.
Right.
At home could be the difference maker. They feed off that energy of that crowd. They play with a lot of speed. Like he said in the chat, get your popcorn ready, baby.
Yes, you're right.
Neville's at home. They get the win, yes or no?
Yes. I think that game and them doing what they did last week and having the ability to do what they did and win the way that they did.
Yeah.
Is going to give them they just coming out. So I got to go with them.
Yeah, I think, with overtime games, it could either, it works one of 2 ways going into the next week.
Right.
It either keeps you high, keeps you pumped up for the next week, or it takes it out of you.
Right.
Really not in the next week which one of the 2 is going to happen. I think it's going to be the former. I think Neville's going to be pumped and ready to go. Going to take care of business against a very game Ouachita Parish team.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you, these last games, you can't ask for better than that.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
when he picked these
games,
he knew what he was doing.
Pick, man, I'm telling you. But I'm like you. I think.
Ouachita Parish.
Nah, never.
On the road.
You going to Ouachita? You are the man. I don't care what they say about you.
I like it, man. I do.
Hey, I think it's going to be an awesome game. I really do.
I'm about to see if I can find a live stream for that
I got
one.
to give the edge to Neville. I just got to.
Neville Broadcasting.
Heard
Neville Tiger Broadcasting.
Yeah.
All right.
Westgate, Lake Charles College Prep. Let me check this real quick.
Sure.
College
Oh,
Prep.
man, we're good.
Oh, we're real good.
Awesome.
1-0. Prep, Westgate. Oh, I checked my man, and my man's in the chat. I didn't expect him to go against Prep here. JB checking in. I know he thinks highly of Lake Charles College Prep. Let's talk about this matchup. 2 big wins week 1. Somebody's going to have a driver's seat going down into district play later on in the season with a big-time week 2 win.
Right.
Westgate got the robbery win last week. Lake Charles College Prep beat on a really down Magnolia School of Excellence football team. Both teams can score. Both teams got talented football players. I'm excited for this matchup. I'm ready to see what happens at the end of it. Who wins this football game? Can Prep steal a win against a really really good Westgate football team.
Oh, I think they can steal a win. Because LC College Prep, I do believe, is better than they were last year. Last year was kind of a wonky season for them all around. They were certainly not bad last year, but I don't feel like LC College Prep really played to their potential all year long. I felt like they lost a few games that they really should have won.
Right.
But I don't think that they're going to win this one. I think Westgate's a little bit better. I think Westgate's going to come in a little more aggressive, and I think that punch early, that aggression early, is going to end up getting Westgate the win on the road.
Right.
And the Tigers will roll on to be 2-0.
I like Lake Charles College Prep is one of the teams that I've liked for the last few years.
Right.
But they're playing against Westgate. Westgate is a team that I think that they are playing in Lake Charles, but I still got to give the edge to Westgate.
Hey man, that's one of my dome picks playing in this matchup in Westgate.
Right.
I picked them to win the district championship also.
Yeah.
But after what Juwan Johnson did a week ago, kind of got me thinking.
Got me
Got my
worried.
vision kind of blurred.
Take a little double take,
Yeah.
happens.
Road win here for Westgate. Big time players make big time plays in big time games. Give me Westgate on the road, and they're streaking. They're trying to get back to the dome.
Yep.
I agree.
How about a little River Parish love here for our buddy in the chat? 1-0 St. Charles at 1-0 Lutcher. 2 state champions meet on Friday and battle it out here. I know you're excited for this matchup. I know Troy's excited for this matchup. I know a lot of people are keeping a close eye on this game. 2 well-coached football teams. 2 football programs that could very well be back in the dome later on in the year.
Right.
Let's see. Braden says, I will be attending this one personally. Should be a damn good game. Braden, let us know what's going on.
Oh, yes.
JB says, by 4 points, St. Charles. Troy says St. Charles. Timothy
Tim
says
that's
Lutcher. I'm rolling with the group here. I was leaning towards St. Charles coming in, and I think Coach has his team ready to go. Back-to-back weeks, the 9-district schedule he set up speaks volumes to his program. So give me St. Charles.
I think St. Charles just keeps reloading, man. They just so good
Going
all
for
the
a
way
three-peat.
around. They're going for 3. So I'm gonna give it to St. Charles.
I wanted to wait to see what Troy said about it. Was leaning a little bit towards St. Charles, and that's where I'm going to end up going. I think St. Charles will get it done.
Now this next one.
Warren Easton at Catholic of Baton Rouge, ladies and gentlemen. 1-0 versus 1-0. We said Warren Easton wants to go 10-0. They want to put an asterisk next to their name and say, we are the real state champs because we're not in the playoffs this year. Mm-hmm. You have a huge test this week. Holy cow, you got a huge test.
Catholic
of Baton Rouge at home. I'm sure they might play at Memorial Stadium.
Probably.
After what Warren Easton did last week, they went down to Ruston into their home stadium and knocked off Ruston. Warren
Easton's a real deal.
They got some big time tests throughout this season. This is a huge one. And hey, I'm on the train here. Give me Warren Easton on the road.
I'm with you, man. I think Warren Easton has something to play for. They're basically they have some bad blood in as far as this season.
How JB said that on his show? JB said Warren Easton versus everybody.
That's basically it is. It's them against the world. And you know what? You can't blame them.
Yeah, Braden makes a great point. I'm just rolling off of they're playing for something and they're pissed off, like you say, you like to say, and that's a huge accomplishment last week going knock off Ruston.
Now, this is not going to be easy. They're going to have to play hit on all cylinders, but they can do it. So I'm going to go with them.
Catholic of Baton Rouge, well-coached football team, great
Always,
athletes,
yes.
big-time recruits. You like Catholic of Baton Rouge at home. I know you do.
Not so fast, my friends. I'm going to take Catholic of BR in this one.
You was just
I
was waiting for it.
I was waiting for it. It was waiting for the opportunity.
Waiting for that Ricorso. Not so fast,
Yeah,
my
not
friends.
so fast, my friend. That's right.
So, yeah, I'm going to take Catholic of BR in this one. Beat a damn good Picayune team in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize that they had won 27 games in a row. I did not know that. But I knew that Picayune is definitely one of the better programs in Mississippi. You go in there, you knock them off. It says a lot about you, and it says that you can compete with the best of the best, not even in your state,
Right.
but outside as well.
But that's how you get your experience and you make your team better. You
Yep.
go and you play the people that are better than you, or at least at your level, or to push you to get higher.
Iron sharpens iron, especially in
Right.
football.
No, most definitely.
final game of the night, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the one.
Two undefeated teams, two state champions. When you talk about communities that back their football teams, you look at this next matchup. Ouachita Christian, Oak Grove. Do I have to say anything more?
No.
You don't.
All you got to do is say, who's going to win out of these two? That's the $1 million question.
I'll spice it up a little bit more. Okay. Ouachita Christian coming off a huge win last week, knocking off two-time state champion in Texas. You look at Oak Grove coming off of a dominating jamboree, a dominating week one. Can they get it done at home this week against a really talented OCS football program? Two good football teams. I expect both of these football teams back in the playoff hunt later on down the season.
Right.
Where it could be back in New Orleans. We very well could be looking at repeats again from both sides.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Mm-hmm. I predicted this, and I'm going to tell you this straight. This is how that. Whoever wins this game will go 10-0.
Okay.
Whoever loses this game will go 9-1.
Okay.
So that's my prediction all the way across. I'm going to tell you straight up.
First round buys?
Yes, most definitely. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's how I feel about this because their teams are so good. I mean, I just got to say thank you for putting this matchup together. This is awesome. This is where teams get better. This is how they're not worrying about, cupcake games. They're worrying about.
Hey, this is semifinal state championship action in
most
week
definitely,
two.
Most definitely. Now, who's going to win? That's the $1 million question.
Ouachita Christian could win this game 9 times out of 10. Oak Grove could win this game 9 times out of 10.
Right.
They could be 50-50. One could beat each other 5 times. One could beat each other 5 times. I think if they played year in and year out, you would see a different winner each year.
Correct. Unbelievable. There's not a bad pick in this game.
Not at all.
There's not a bad pick in this game. The advantage, to me, home field.
So you're sticking with Oak Grove
I'm
at
sticking
home?
with Oak Grove at home. Last second field goal.
Oh, wow. A last-second field goal, my friend.
To win it.
I do think this game will be close. I do not think a last-second field goal will end up being the deciding factor.
Safety.
I think that this game will not it will not end because of who makes the big play. I think it might lead to who makes the last mistake.
Possible. But are these teams are not prone to make mistakes.
They aren't, which is why I think that it's going to happen.
That's possible.
And I think the team that makes the final mistake won't be able to hold off that momentum.
Possible.
That being said, I think Oak Grove will make the last mistake in this game.
Oh.
Ouachita Christian is going to capitalize, and they will take the win in this one on the road.
Oh, okay.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
So
Last year, I was all in on Vermilion Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
They were my favorite team. I expected them to get to the Dome, go undefeated.
Well, yeah, we were both there.
This year, Oak Grove has slid into that role. Gary, I think this might be the best Oak Grove team I've seen in my years. Since
agree.
we started this platform.
Most definitely. I agree with that. I think Oak Grove is so solid. But like I said, I think Ouachita Christian is right up there with them.
Absolutely.
But I think Oak Grove has, and like I said, that's why I think it's going to be get the ball, the time running out, last second field goal, something to that effect. Let's do it. So I've got to say that this is going to be the game. Probably this has a chance to be the game of the year, and we only in week 2.
Yeah, we're only in week 2, and this could very well be the
Isn't
best
that
game that
amazing?
happens
We
this
had a
year.
lot of games last week, game-winning touchdowns under a minute,
Right.
under 30 seconds. I think we're right back into this ballpark. Could be a 28-21 type of night.
That's what I'm
Could be
thinking.
a 49-42 type of night.
Right.
Both offenses are really good. Both defenses are really good.
If I had to pick
If
a
we
score,
had a 7-10 ball game, like you just said,
Right.
with a walk-off field goal,
We'd be like, okay, it would be one of those.
I think it's going to be 20-17.
there you go.
That's a possibility, you know. Like I said.
20-17, 21-17, something like that.
Yes, indeed. Give me a time.
What the time is? 11:06.
All right, let's shut it down.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night you could catch us live on Facebook, giving you Barry Beauchene play-by-play action. The man himself will be in the press box.
Yep.
Might come sit upstairs with us and just chat it out during plays. We'll see if he wants to come
Get up there.
and mess around with the old Barry folks.
Depends on the heat.
Yes, indeed. Gary Swallow can't be there at the game tomorrow night. I know that one is a gut punch.
That is a gut punch.
But Friday we have Mentorship Academy and Baker. Looking forward to
Yeah.
finishing week 2 off strong. You got player of the games to give out, recap shows to get to. Should be a great weekend. I'm looking forward to finishing this week off strong. I want to thank these guys for sitting in with me today, talking a little high school football. Remember, our picks don't mean nothing. If we're your motivation, then
By all means.
by all means. We're just going to collect our wins and losses at the end of it and see how bad we sound talking high school football.
Yeah, we're gonna see how bad we did this year.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to another week of high school football in the state of Louisiana with Under the Lights. We'll see you tomorrow night from Red Devil Stadium. From myself, Mr. Gary, Mr. Enoch, signing off. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.